This is
Hello,
actually
once
Captain Bucky
again,
O'Hare.
Internet. This is our first stream on Twitch. I hope that the settings and stuff are good. If not, please let us know. Uh, we're trying something new here. We haven't been on this platform yet, so we're just kind of getting our toes wet, checking it out. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. We will speak to you directly within the chat. Uh, I am Ryan, aka Chambo. Above me, we've got my boy Andy slash Andronicus. To my right, we've got Clove, his amazing fiance, aka Sarah. Far, far right, we've got Shady, aka Kisar. And top right, we've got my brother.
How do?
And I'm going to go ahead and say this is our amazing DM, JD. JD, take us away.
so last time, um, when we left off, party had saved some kids from some goblins. Pretty reasonable stuff. Did so without actually having to fight anything. Had went back to inspect what had scared the kids to go with the goblin in the first place, which was a metal man, as described. Whenever they got there, they met a construct that introduced himself as Polaire and uh, addressed the party as the new masters. Talked about the ship that they'd come on that was actually called the Jaeger was as old as he is and had been. There was some time stuff going on. He's actually way older than anybody realized, and so is the ship. Had about that time, it was about mid morning. The sun was nice and bright in the sky, and started to get dark. An eclipse started to happen with this giant moon. It's the moon Vandaros in the world lore. Has started to rise again and eclipse the sun. When this happens, it's a dark period where it's in eclipse, but putting out what you would expect to be like a really, really bright moonlight, kind of morning, evening, kind of twilight kind of aesthetic. The whole planet, whenever it's supposed to be daylight, it has kind of this aesthetic going on. This lasts for like 100 years to 200 years on average, usually. And that's where we pick up. Polaire had just run inside the manor, pulled out this looking glass, this giant looking glass, set it up in the foreyard, looked into it, gotten really scared. Everybody looked through it and seen like the shifting. The moon looked like it was moving, but it was stuff coming off of the moon and coming down to the planet. As far as proximity, it's close enough that it's not in orbit. It's in like the very upper atmosphere. The moon and the planet should be ripping each other apart in if it was real, and not by magical means, but they're not. So something is holding them at that distance with all this going on. Some kind of old magic, and that's where we pick up.
Oh man, here we go.
Look, a plane.
Huh?
I'm just looking out at the moon, and I just
So
kind of say that's some serious shit.
to your normal eyesight, it looks almost like a mirage coming. Like the moon has a mirage over it. It's just kind of shimmery.
Well, y'all ever seen nothing like that before? Cause that's that right there, that's some shit. As Andronicus put it.
Yeah, I've never seen anything that close.
Oh no! I'll be back. And Polaire runs off into
Polaire,
the
where are you
manor again.
going?
Maybe he's
I'm
got a
running after
poop.
Polaire.
No.
Should we follow him?
Y'all hang out right here. I'm gonna tell that son bitch. I'll be back. And I take
Where
off
are
after
we
him.
now?
Just in the ruined keep is the map if you want to pull it up.
Okay.
You're just
Is
We're just standing in the courtyard, right?
yes.
and
yelling
the
in the
metal
courtyard.
man is Polaire.
Yes. And he has actually run off inside the manor.
Oh,
Inside the manor or the keep? Or like
Inside
the manor
the
inside the
larger structure, like the large building inside the keep.
Manor in the keep.
Kisar
Okay.
Oh,
reaches
he
down.
ran in that building we all thought we should have checked out last time we was here. Aw, bitch.
Kisar pulls out his rapier with his right hand and slings his bongo drums kind of around to the left side and just like gently starts tapping them as kind of a nervous twitch.
Yeah, you're doing all right there, Keysar? You seem like you might be a little on edge.
This is not what you would call normal. Kisar is always wary of strange things.
I'd like to
Hutch.
inspect the light that the looking glass he was looking into.
Okay. Hutch, you have no memory of anything like this happening. Just old. Think of Game of Thrones kind of winter is coming kind of thing. Like it's the
I've never
older
seen Game
people.
of Thrones, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the older people would, tout like, "Oh, the bright nights will come back someday." Like the bright nights are coming, and it was like this do what you need to do, prepare yourself kind of thing. But it's just it never came up whenever you were alive. Same thing kind of goes for everybody else except for Flynn. Flynn, you have a bit more of an understanding of this. You know that this lasts for up to a full generation of is how long these usually last. You were in your childhood, you were brought up as a Fuara, as the herald of the Bright Knights and the kind of the vanquisher of the Bright Knights, the protector from the Bright Knights, one of
Right.
those kind of things.
So what I've been told is everything that I'm seeing is what has been told to me, right? Verbatim.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
and like this is your purpose in life. This is why you were born, kind of thing.
When I
Damn.
chased that robot down, did he
Mhm.
close like the door behind him or anything like that?
Door's still open. When you inspect the looking glass, it's this really nicely made, probably foot to foot and a half diameter looking glass that is on a tripod. It has little cogs and everything on it. Like it's just gears that make it moving it up and down, getting it really exact, a little bit more precise, and
And that's
just
out in
really,
like the
really finely
courtyard,
made.
right? That's in the courtyard.
Yes.
All right, so I wanted to hightail him into
Clove's
that
inspecting it.
little building he ran into.
Hmm. Yeah, Clove was inspecting it.
Okay.
Like it's very fancy. Like it's
That's
I'm
a fancy
gonna
telescope.
I'm gonna look through the telescope.
okay. Same thing. What was what appears to your naked eye to kind of be a mirage and kind of a shifting, almost like the moon's not really there, but is there. Whenever you look through the telescope, you see kind of shadow images moving across it, and they appear to just be slowly growing in size. I mean, you're not able to make out any kind of distinct features of anything yet, but it's something is coming, and it's not just a something; it's a lots of somethings are coming.
Lots of some things are coming. Okay.
Does Flynn's reaction, is it noticeable? Like
Flynn's reaction to
physically, if I'm looking at Flynn, can I see that he's looking at this going like, "Oh shit." Like I can see a reaction on him.
that's up to him.
Kisar reaches out with his arcane
Mhm.
sense, just trying to get a feel, see if he can divine anything.
Um, with that roll, the air itself has had started to have this tinge of magic to it now. Like there's just this aura of magic everywhere.
The reason I was asking if I could see a reaction,
Mhm.
since I'm elvish, Flynn's elvish, I know there's a correlation sometimes with moons like this, but I don't know. I've never personally been affected by it. So I'm curious and I want to ask Flynn if he knows something about what's going on.
Right. So
Um,
from what I know, sorry to interrupt, but what I know is right. It's a solstice technically, though. So the moon has come over and made an eclipse. But from the past, has there been any stories about anything crawling on this moon or this shade?
all you've heard is be ready for the bright nights. The Fuar will save us and protect us from the bright nights. And like, there's been no specifics. Like almost like the specifics were lost to time or they've been wiped out somehow. But it's this very imposing kind of omen.
Right. So the answer to Adronicus is the look on my face is anxiety, a little bit of fear.
Okay, then I ask to Flynn after noticing that. I say, "What do you think's going on? Have you ever seen or heard of anything like this? I've heard stories, but I haven't seen anything ever like this."
I've all I've heard is stories too, but I'm afraid if those stories are true from what the stories have been told, it we're in for it. But
And what exactly is that we should be afraid of?
I don't know. The lore basically states that the bright nights are coming. So I think we need to find out where the Tin Man went and find out what he knows, because he's been around for way longer than I have.
Yeah,
I guess
I
I'm
kind
good
of
with
agree.
this.
Kassar, Clove, do you guys want to go catch up, or is there anything else you guys
Hey
want to see
guys,
out
I'm
here?
already over here. I've been trying to get in this damn building since I saw him scatter off.
Oh, it's open. It's
Oh, well, I'm gonna go ahead and open this door real quick.
yeah.
Okay.
And it actually just, he left it. He kind of flung it open and left it open while he walked in. Inside the
Well,
room, he go ahead.
while everyone's kind of talking and they mention Kassar's still kind of drumming on the drum, but
Mhm.
randomly saying different things to try and see if any of this jogs anything in his mind.
Okay. Right now, it's kind of the same. You've heard some stories, some vague lore that mostly old wives' tales of oh well the bright nights, but it's most people it's been so long in most races. It's just old wives' tales. Like they don't really give it any kind of recognition.
Like the
Inside the
boogeyman,
yeah, kind of like yeah, Baba Yaga kind of stuff, and it's like
not
oh
John Wick, right? Yeah.
it's like, "Oh, haha, yeah, okay, old wives' tale."
Right.
Yeah, there's probably at some point was some truth in it, but for most races, it's been so many generations that it's lost its effect. Inside the manor, you see the little front greeting area with his desk, and he's actually sitting behind the desk. He's got the drawer pulled out, and there's actually a screen that's flipped up on the desk, and he is picking away at keys, just like
Excuse me there, Pilar. I believe that's what you said your name was.
doesn't even stop. Like it actually, his face, he still has one eye on the screen, and the other eye goes
Like a
and looks at
chameleon.
you, and it's like, "Yes, sir."
What the hell is that out? Not out there in the courtyard, but what is coming down here? We need some details on that. Obviously, you're not comfortable about it. My buddy out there is beating his drum. He's scared about it, and I got another guy that looks like he's about to piss himself, talking about some kind of nights coming. What is happening?
This is it's the moon Vandaros, yes, sir. And he kind of has to stop what he's doing for a second. He goes, "Right, the first masters of Voldant, they this was always a thing. The moon was in constant rotation. They set out to seal the moon. That way, these events would no longer happen. It would appear as though it did not go 100% according to plan. Let me send some more messages." And he starts going at it again.
Where
I
are
Who
want
are
to
you?
you
kind of
messaging?
Yeah, who are you, you've been out for 3,000 years apparently. Who are you messaging?
Y'all are outside.
yeah.
Well,
Oh,
let's
I
go
went
inside.
in too.
Yep.
So while they're creeping up to the door, I want to kind of scatter
Oh, I
around
thought I
like the
was in.
side of him. I want to look at that screen and see what I can make out of it.
Um, roll a intelligence check.
Oh man, I don't actually have my character sheet up. Well, I'll just do it this way. Boom. Have a plus uno. Whoa, let's not roll that one. That went flying. I got a 8. I don't know anything.
So you, just from the appearance of it, it looks very similar to the one that you saw on the ship. Instead of like the lettering and the numbers and everything, just kind of trailing on the screen as it just generates more information, like the ship's was. It was you can see every like when he pauses for a second or stops or hits his button, it like clears, and then he'll start again, and it starts from the top, and it just starts filling it out.
Before we miss any more action in there, I think all four of us, because it looks like Clove and Flynn are over by the telescope.
Yeah, I moved over there a while ago.
We should
Okay.
all get the hell inside and see what's
Uh,
happening.
when y'all come
Yeah.
inside, you see Hutch kind of peeking around the side of the desk, and you see the same thing. He's just kind of not really paying Hutch any mind, going through this stuff, and he has this screen in front of him. Um, about
Who is
that
he
time,
messaging?
You can ask if you'd like to. About that time, he stops. He's with one hand, and he reaches into his shirt pocket and pulls out this really nice pocket watch and goes, uh, he stops and he goes, just two little knobs on it. He's like, okay, we have about 5 minutes. Puts it back in and keeps going.
5 minutes for what, Polaire? What are you doing?
5 minutes until they get here. I'm sending out letters to the envoys. If the terminals are alive again, they should send. They should be ready. It might save some people.
Pilar, are you sending what I would look like? What I'm familiar with is like, are you sending a distress call?
No, I'm not asking for assistance. Just sending a warning, letting them know that it's to prepare their military and to
Who
ready
are you
themselves.
messaging?
Behind him, like he stops with one hand and he reaches over and like pulls a lever. And the top of the desk on the other side and underneath the screen becomes this world map, and at each one of the capitals you see a little light up at the capital.
What are those lights above the capitals?
Those are the terminals. They're still active, and if anybody is at them, they should receive the message soon.
Are you
Looking
getting
at-
any responses?
It's a one-way message. This
Oh
is
shit.
Looking at those little points on that map, do they seem to kind of like correlate to one area? Like, is there a center point?
no. So the map is the same world map that y'all have,
Okay.
and it's just all the capitals have their own dots, and even like the Dark Bloodlands has a dot kind of in the middle of it. Some of the mountain ranges have dots in the middle of them, things like that.
Pilar, the Jaeger, as you have called it, is not working. Is there any way to tell me how to get it started again?
It would be a lot to explain. Right now, we just need to hunker down and kind of hope that nothing comes here.
Clove, I believe you had a question.
Yeah. Who are you messaging?
Thank you.
You gotta yell it
I
out.
think I
Just yell it
I
out.
think I actually answered that.
I have been.
Yeah, I think I answered it whenever you asked. There was somebody else who asked right, kind of the same time. Hopefully there's somebody at the terminal in each of the capitals. Hopefully we get a hold of somebody just to let them know what's coming.
These things that are coming, are they what you would consider hostile?
Very much, yes.
Okay, with that being said, do you have any type of weapons or anti-personnel or anything to basically fortify this area that you obviously do not want them to get to?
That's a brilliant idea. And he stops and he reaches over and grabs and like pushes a button underneath the lip of the desk on there, and this giant lever slides out from the desk. And he goes, "Shink."
What the hell is that?
Keep defenses. That's a brilliant idea. Nothing happens. From the state of the keep, you all get the impression that it's whatever it was is no longer there, and it's been just kind of falling apart.
It is.
If
How do
I
you
used
defend
mend,
yourself
would that do
from
anything on the
these?
wall?
No.
Mend, Kisar, what?
Perhaps we should go back to the village and warn them to take cover, to stay inside
And
for a bit.
and Clove?
I was gonna ask how to defend against one of these.
Uh, typically, if you hit it enough, it dies. They're
If
not.
it bleeds, I reckon I can kill it.
It's not so much a one thing as
Whack
it is
it
a
over the
many
head.
things. Dragons, demons, undead, beasts. Pretty much anything you can think of is coming.
Kisar,
does
let's
not
run.
deal
Let's go back to that village and get these people prepared for whatever that's coming.
About time to
Yeah,
start
we
to
gotta
turn around
go.
and leave. There's no time. The village will be fine.
Or
Small
not.
apples.
Kisar
Well,
does
then we
not
better
do
be ready to
zombies
throw
and
down.
skeletons.
I popped my
Do what?
sword out.
Kisar does not do the zombies and skeletons.
Well, you
We'll see.
you better get used to it, friend, because they
Some
might.
bitch ain't right there, Andronicus, because looks like we're in a whole wheel of shit coming on.
That's
Gotcha.
right.
And boom, done. All right. 2 minutes. Shelby, and he walks outside.
2
I'm gonna
minutes.
start
Follow him,
polishing
I
my
guess.
pistols as we're walking out, getting ready.
Yeah, I'm inspecting my blade as we walk out the door, and I'm ready to
When
throw some shit down.
when you walk back out, what had appeared like the moon was almost a mirage and just a shimmer. The whole moon, like you can see the light coming off of the moon behind it, but there's just this probably about twice the size of the moon is just a shadow of movement that's coming from the moon toward the planet now.
Well,
And these would be the unpleasant things you have spoken of.
Ah, yes, sir. And he reaches down and puts his hand on his thigh. His leg goes like super straight for a second, and then his leg opens up and he pulls out a sword and kind of sets it on his shoulder.
Oh,
Damn, he's like RoboCop.
RoboCop, yeah.
drop it.
Polaire, what are
They'll
your prime
fix
directives?
you, Murphy.
List
You're
prime
not wrong, you're
directives:
coming with
protect the
me.
innocent, uphold the law.
They fix everything.
As as you're standing there, you see the like massive wings. You start to see details of massive wings and smaller wings, and some are feathered and some are more like bat shaped. And you can tell like some are just bones, and it pretty much every kind of bad story that your character would have heard of as a kid. You start seeing pieces that start to make sense for the stories coming toward the planet.
Does anybody around here know exactly what those are? I've been gone for so long. Like this is I know elves and dwarves and humans.
Hatch, my friend, it is easy to explain. These are bad things.
I can tell you that they're airborne, and I start to inspect my quiver,
Okay.
make sure I'm ready for some airborne shit.
I smack that cylinder, and I holster my sidearms hammered back.
Would anybody like to do anything before this kicks off?
I'm
Get
looking
my
into that
shield
since they're getting.
out.
Go ahead.
I'll just get my shield out.
I want to look in that little glass as they're coming through, and I want to
Mhm.
see if I can see and figure out what race or what kind of monsters or whatever these things are, since they're closer
Roll,
now.
roll a perception.
Map is not showing. I've been trying to fix it.
That's
Uh,
on
let me
timeout.
see.
That is
Let me-
a.
There we go.
Thank you so much. I don't know what happened.
That's a 10.
10. So you see, when you look into it, it's really kind of hard. The light's coming from behind it, so it's hard to get it to focus just right. You do see like the outline of this giant ancient dragon, and you see an outline of almost like this perfect sphere coming into one part of it, and you see an outline of just all manner of pretty much anything that you can think of that would be a D&D creature. You start seeing pieces and outlines of it.
With my telepathy, I just kind of say, "Oh, fuck."
You're also
Run
able to
cup.
tell like not it's not just like all funneling to where you are. It's spreading out
scattering.
over the whole planet.
Y'all seen that play? Something about ghost busting? You know that scene where they got the hole in the sky and these little critters are like coming down? I reckon that's what this might be.
That's a fair analogy.
Polaire, what's in this building here? Oh, Polaire is deaf or what?
That building? I'll get to it in a second. Let me do this just real quick. Not that. This.
You have been
Yes,
released from your
this.
dice jail. You are going into dice
Show me.
jail.
Show me some numbers. Hutch, after you take your eye off of it, after you stop looking through the looking glass, Kisar and Clove, you all see one. amidst the shadow and everything, you're able to pick out one spot that's progressively getting larger and looks like it's actually coming directly there. Oh, that building? Oh, that building's just more storage. Yeah, and it used to be a temple for any passing traveler. We used to have shrines there for most of the gods. This is nothing important.
Is
Do you have a basement in there?
That's up to y'all if you want to tell them that's coming.
That's what I'm waiting for.
No, it's just a
Can I-
shrine.
Can Kisar roll perception to try and get a better look of the enemy?
Actually rolled a hidden perception for everybody. So right now, for, actually, Hutch, you rolled high enough from its silhouette, from the details you can pick off of it, from the little bit of light that's now reflecting off the surface of the planet. So the moon's not reflecting light. Obviously, the sun's behind it, but it's generating its own, and it's kind of reflecting off the surface. You can now see, and I'll just share this to everybody. That way it's a little easier. One of these.
Where does it come
What-
through? I don't see the
where?
pop-up.
There's
You guys,
a map.
let's
A
get
map of buildings. Oh, just kidding. Nothing.
Is it a
Under your-
manticore?
Yes.
I mean, how close is everything? Perhaps we should get into cover.
That
Like,
thing's
is
headed
it
straight
about
for
to
us. I
land?
reckon that we do one of Chloe's patented maneuvers of hide.
Where?
Okay.
I don't. What did you share?
Under your
I
map.
didn't see it.
Under the
It
map.
should be a picture of a manicore if you look under your maps. It should have popped up. If it didn't,
Mm-mm.
it'll be under there.
Oh, yeah,
Maps.
there it is. Manticore. You know,
Oh,
there's a
that's
movie that I watched
fun.
recently.
like, yo, guys, take cover now.
Yeah,
I am way
I
ahead of you on
agree.
that one, friend, and I'm
Go,
hiding.
go, go.
Okay. Everybody
Yeah.
can move their stealth wherever they want and roll to stealth if you would.
I'm gonna,
Is it this one?
She-
I'm just gonna go
Oh,
hightail it
here.
over here.
And rolling stealth.
And I'm gonna post right there. Who's there right next with me? Flynn. All right.
Yeah.
Stealth for me.
+3.
A natural 1.
Well, you look like a house, apparently.
Didn't pop up.
16 +3 is 19.
Oh, that sucks. I gotta.
19, a 12, an 18, and Jonicus. And an 8. Okay.
clumsy motherfucker.
Everybody but Andronicus. Kisar, were you hiding somewhere? Awesome. Everybody but Andronicus and Hutch managed to for now kind of it doesn't see you as it comes in. When it comes in with a lot of speed, but it's like almost a slow fall spell on it. It rockets, and then right before it gets close to the ground and above the tower and everything, it kind of slows down. Let me go ahead and put it on here. It at first notices Polaire and has this really horrible sound to its voice, but that's about right.
Why is his
It
token
stops.
so big?
Like it's
I thought it was his
about-
voice.
about 40 feet off the ground.
Hey
and just kinda hover in
guys,
there.
I'm just here to fight.
And it
Don't
looks at
mind
Polaire
me.
and says, "You're still here."
From the dark realm.
Came to
Polaire looks
party.
at it. Polaire looks at it and says, "Yes, I'm still here. Part of me. Go on." And as it starts to leap, like it kind of swooped in and looked straight at Polaire, and it's just kind of hovering there, just, woof, just very slow wing slaps. And as it starts to turn and leave, it looks in spots like looks at Andronicus, and then turns and looks at the door, and it sees Hutch standing there. Like it catches a glint off of his pistol as he's like fidgeting a little bit, and it's like, easy snack. It's going to everybody roll initiative.
Ah!
Oh shit. There's better rolls. 15 for Hutch.
Awesome.
15 for me.
9.
Mine was 14. It didn't pop up. Why is mine-
7, 6, 16.
There we go.
Flynn had a 16. Andronicus had a 9. You had a. Hutch had a what?
What did
His
Hutch have?
has rolled a 5.
See that? Hutch had a what?
15.
Hutch had a 15. All right. How do I add this to this? That way I don't forget. There we go. Cool. All right. Looks like Flynn, you're at the top of the order. You are currently hidden from this thing.
I'm
Okay.
sitting there and I'm just like, oh my god. In the name of all that is holy, what in the hell? It was like, he's trying to eat me. Oh, I don't like that. And I shoot it.
Shush.
He already saw me. I'm just going to go
Oh, it's
ahead and I'm
Flynn's
going to
turn.
shoot it.
But it's Flynn's turn.
Oh, I thought you said Hutch. My bad.
Oh,
Flynn and Hutch sound nothing.
I'm reading something.
You're
Ah,
fine.
okay. Well, since I step out in front of Hutch,
hmm
and the beast sees me, correct?
It is actually focused currently on Andronicus and Hutch. Right now, you are still stealth, technically.
Okay. So I step in front of Hutch, and I yell to the beast, "What business do you have here?"
It doesn't respond. It just kind of it notices you now.
There goes your action. What are you doing for a bonus?
Talking's a free action, but you lost your stealth, so there's that.
Yep.
Well, so be it. Wait, stop flying around. All right, I will attack.
Okay.
I'm shooting my. You know what? I am going to use my Toll of the Dead, and it's so. You know what? I'm just gonna shoot him with my crossbow. I think. Yes. All right. So let's say 19 plus. So it's 24. Do I hit him?
24 does hit.
Okay. And that's 1d8.
Ooh.
That's a 6 plus 3. 9 points of damage.
Takes 9 damage. So you rattle off crossbow bolt, and it just kind of thunk. It hits it. It doesn't really dig very deep, and you actually see the bolt just kind of fall off of it, and it's almost like a little pinprick. Like there's a little of blood at first, and then it just kind of instantly can like it's fine. It hit it, but it didn't do much to it.
damn.
Yeah, guys, this is gonna suck. I look over it. Look over at Hutch, be like, yeah, we're gonna die.
I'm like, I've been there, I done that, and I'm back.
You're gonna die for a second time, maybe a third. I don't know. It just depends on how it goes.
Looks like my odds ain't that good. Who was up on next initiative?
It's actually you.
I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I shoot the damn thing with my guns.
Pew pew.
First attack.
How
Coming
far
in.
away are you?
I'm behind that door where he's at. I'm right
So
next to
you
him.
are
I can't see the squares.
70 feet away.
All right, so then let's move into what my
Wait,
range is.
70 this way, 40 this way. You are about 80 feet away. 85.
All right, so then I'll move into 35, which should put me in range, right?
It's about 40 feet up. So yeah, you'll be in range there.
Cool. All right.
'Cause it's actually like 40 feet in the air.
Okay. Oh, so by the way, this is in the air, so melee attacks ain't gonna do much.
A squared
it
plus
in
B
the
squared
air.
equals C
C
squared.
squared. All right, so that was a with my proficiencies 13, 17, 19 to hit.
19 to hit.
Mhm.
That hits, yes. Sorry, I was thinking.
You're good. Where is my dice? It's a D8, right?
Yes.
That is going to hit him for approximately 10 points of damage.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and do a fancy little spin out with the other one, pop him with a hip shot. Okay, rolling for the second attack in the offhand. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 to hit.
Also hits.
Now, no modifier on this one for damage.
Your dice.
2.
Another 2. So Flynn walks over. Thunk. Arrow kind of hits, sticks for just a sec, falls, it's out. Hutch is like, wow. You see it like it sinks, like both of them just kind of sink into it, and then you see it flex, and both of the bullets just thunk out of it as well. It's taking some damage, but it's not a lot. Like it's in pretty good shape.
This is one tough son bitch. Who's next on rotation?
So how far above
Okay.
the ground is this right now? Like
It's about
2 feet?
It's like 40 feet in the air.
40 feet in the air.
Hutch is starting to sweat. He's just like, I don't know what to do. Clove, do something.
I yelled at Clove, get it in the
I can't
eyeball."
reach it. I'm like 4 feet tall.
You've got a crossbow, don't you? You've got ranged weapon.
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna sneak attack.
Yeah, girl, get it. Hell yeah.
Try to get it in the eyeball.
So
You'd have to have advantage.
yeah, I'm gonna.
She's hidden though,
But you're
isn't
hidden.
she?
You're hidden right now, so yeah,
Yeah.
you'd have the advantage. So yeah, you're hidden. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm hiding behind
Currently,
Andronicus.
you're like
My big
140, 150 feet from it.
Okay, yeah, I wanna like.
Maybe 130.
Can I dash to sneak attack it?
So sneak
And
attack is
then
added to an
disen-
attack, so you'd have to make an actual attack. So dash would take your full action.
Yep. You should be in
Unless
range though with that crossbow
Dash as a
still.
bonus is a rogue thing.
You can't, or
I'll sneak
you can use
attack.
disengage.
Yeah, I'm gonna sneak attack with my crossbow,
Okay.
and then disengage.
You won't
Okay,
have
so
to
let's see
disengage
here.
at the range that you're at. Disengage is for melee.
Okay, thank
It's
you.
so you can move away from melee combat without taking damage.
Mm-hmm.
I need to roll d6. Sorry about
Roll
that.
your attack first before damage.
Yes.
Oh wait, roll which
So
one first?
that'll be the sneak attack. Roll to attack as well to see if it hits.
My dice are like possessed. They keep going a wrong direction.
So a 9 plus proficiency plus bonus. Let me get that pulled up real quick. She is being
It'll be 9
odd.
plus 2 plus whatever her dex is.
Yeah, the sheet's being odd.
Dexterity is 4.
So
So
13,
plus 6
15? That's a 15 hit.
plus 2 more. So yeah, that hits for sure. So go ahead and roll damage now on the weapon.
6 d6.
I am not sure. Your sheet's not working for me for some reason.
The crossbow's a d6. It should be.
Says I think I get 1d6, and don't I get to do one more roll for sneak attack? Extra 1d6 damage.
So that
Yeah,
would have been the first
the one
D6
that's
that you
on. So
rolled.
you did a total of 3.
The
That's a bummer.
crossbow, isn't it
Okay, cool.
1d8 for
I
damage?
think it's a D8. I don't know what kind of weapon she has.
I have a short bow.
Okay,
I have a
that's a
short
D6.
bow.
That's a d6
That's
for
a
sure.
D6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, and then it'd be plus your dex bonus 4, so it'd be 7 total.
7,
Okay.
yeah.
Hey,
I
math.
don't know why that's not pulling up.
Fantasy
I
Grounds is
need to
being
figure out why
weird,
that's not
man.
pulling up. It is. I don't know why.
Did I shoot him in the eye?
So, from behind the side of this building, she steps out a little bit, pulls up her bow. Thunk. Just kind of steps back into the shadow afterwards. The arrow sails through the air, catches it, clips its neck, but it kind of digs into its shoulder, and it's actually stuck there. Like you actually see it dig in, and it's still there. So it is taking damage. It's just slowly taking
Nice.
damage. So that actually puts it to the manticore. Unless
And
you
then
would
I'm
like to move.
automatically back to hiding, correct?
You would have to roll another stealth
Mm-hmm.
as your bonus.
I
There you
get
go.
plus 2.
Yeah.
Plus 4. Plus 2 plus 4.
19. So that's 20.
So 21.
21.
So
Thank
yeah,
you,
you
friends.
Can I
Damn.
please
you are
kill-
attempting to hide again. All right, and that's the manticore's turn.
Hmm.
So Hutch has stepped out into the open. He's fully exposed, and he's just like, "Hey, I'm gonna shoot you." It's getting hit a couple other times, but it's for some like Hutch is just like, "Hey, I'm gonna pow." So it's definitely focused on Hutch right now. Let's see that range. Okay, so it's going to while it's in the air, it and it like is flapping, and you see it like after a flap, it like pulls one wing up, and before it flaps both wings different.
Wait,
It
what?
spins in the air, and when it spins, you see it whip its tail. Let's see
What
if
is this every tail?
14
That's exactly
5
my AC.
and a 17. So you get hit twice.
Whoa.
Yes, I did.
Oh,
Did he attack 3 times?
Mm-hmm. You take 7. Oof.
gee whiz.
Oh boy.
You take 14.
What was that? What did he hit me with? What was his max?
14
17?
is what he did.
Oh shit! Boom! Shield.
Okay. What does shield do?
+5 to my AC.
Okay. So that makes it to be a 19 on your AC.
Yeah.
So the first one, you start to like it's coming at you, and you're like,
Oh no!
you pull up, you draw on these magical energies, kind of overtake you, and the protective bubble form. You can't see it, but it's there. The first one like pinks into the shield. The second one goes wide, and the third one pinks into the shield as well. Okay, I see you.
That's my only spell slot, man.
I see you,
After
Jake.
whenever it rights itself and is looking at you again, it sees that nothing has hit you, and it goes. It is actually going to move and land on top of the building.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, what the hell just happened? I'm like, check himself, I'm like, grab my junk, I'm like, oh, thank God.
I had my roll of bandages ready in my hand and be like, and I slowly just put them back in my pocket. Like, oh, no, Nothing.
Andronicus.
Uh,
When it lands on the building, it like comes in pretty hot and it slides a couple feet across it, and like the tiles on the building, the roof are just kind of like in front of its feet.
so from where I'm at, am I able to see it clearly on that roof, above the roof?
You can see part of it. You can't see it fully from there.
What can I see of it?
You can see like whenever you can see like the tops of its wings and the very top of its back. So the wall comes up, and then there's the roof that kind of goes over, and you can just see a little bit of it over the cusp of the roof. For
All
you
right,
to shoot at it or something like that, it would have like 3/4 cover from you.
I see. Am I able to move and then shoot?
Yes. You're
All
also
right.
welcome if like the stairs beside you go up onto this walkway around the wall, and if you get up there, you would be able to see it fully as well.
Okay. It's
You would
gonna
have
leave
to
me
go.
vulnerable. It would leave me pretty vulnerable. Huh.
It has a really good position right now for most things.
All right.
To quote our friend Obi-Wan, he's got the high ground.
Okay. Well, I moved up to the high ground too. Little did he know. Um,
You're
I
sitting on his
smoked.
head. No.
I
Let me
smoked
actually
before this match, and
move
so
it over there.
I went ahead and moved up there. Um, During this, put my long sword away, or short sword rather, and as I climbed the stairs, kind of whipped my longbow off my back and notch one in. And as soon as I hit the top of that deck, I draw and shoot, trying to attempt an eyeball shot. I want to stick this sucker in his eyeball.
Okay. Um. Okay. That'll be a little bit of a higher
Stick him in
AC.
his eye. Put his eye
We'll
out.
see what happens. So no cover. Doesn't get a bonus from that.
Ugh.
We'll get a bonus for a called shot. So okay.
Oh
Hmm.
no.
So
Not good.
you see it kind of take. It's still in the air. And you see it go to land. So you take off. You run up the stairs. You get to the top of the stairs. You turn about the time it's sliding across the roof, and then right when it stops, you let go, and its head, from the momentum and the weight of it sliding, its head kind of dips a little bit. And whenever it dips, your arrow goes right where its eye would have been had it not kind of the inertia hadn't dipped it.
Son of a bitch. Do I have any more? Is there any other possible way I'm able to take a second shot, or me?
Bonus action if you want to use it.
Um,
As a fighter, you could burn your second wind, which would give you another action.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and eh, at this point, could I retreat back down the stairs, or is that too much?
Um, wait one.
I don't necessarily want to use second wind just yet, because that requires a long rest or a short
Yep.
rest.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know when we're
Um,
gonna be resting with this big ass flying shit.
you could probably make it to the bottom of the stairs.
All right, I'm gonna book it back down there.
Action surge. Sorry, yes, action surge, not second wind. Second wind's the health one.
Okay.
Good catch.
Let me see. So would it burn action surge to go back down there?
No, you saw
No,
movement.
no, no. That would
Okay.
you would be able to move that far. The
All right,
stairs aren't
then.
like the stairs appear longer than they are. They're actually pretty. It's not.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get back down there then and hug the immediate wall at the bottom to try and stay in cover as best I
Okay.
can.
That puts it to Kisar.
Kisar will move stealthily, and then he will dash stealthily as well to cover about 40 feet, trying to keep himself unnoticed.
Okay. So that puts you at about 65 from it. If you want to move yourself wherever you would like. It's currently not really looking at you. It's actually focused pretty hard where Hutch is right now.
This really doesn't like Hutch.
There you go.
What would Kisar like to do?
I moved and dashed.
Oh, you just moved. You don't have any kind of attacks that you can take or anything.
Not from
Leaps you can
125
take?
feet away.
Where you are right now, I would say you're less than 100 feet away. I would say you're like within the 90-foot range.
Yeah, I
Easily.
still can't do anything. But to get that far while still being stealth, half movement to be stealthy and dash at half movement put me at 65 feet.
Okay, that's fair. In that case, we'll go back to the top and let Flynn have at it again.
All right. And
Shoot him in his eyeballs.
what?
You kind of dropped
I don't
out
know.
there, babe.
She said, "Shoot
Oh,
him in
I
his
said
eyeball."
shoot him in his eyeballs.
Shoot him in the eyeballs. We're just going after his eyeball.
Uh,
Put his eye out.
Red
well, he has
Ryder.
2 of them, so I'm just saying.
I mean, if we hit 1, that makes it 1. 2 minus 1 is 1, which is less than 2.
You know what they say: an eye for an eye leaves the whole world seeing clearly. So, let's
Shoot him in his butt.
just right in the keister, right? Just
That's right.
let's do Toll of the Dead.
Okay.
Toll of the Dead. Now with this spell, do I get a modifier on the damage on these?
Let me look at it. And Fantasy Grounds has to do what I want it to do. There you go. Yeah, I'll turn off some more modules before next time. That's why it's slow. I have
If
too
you
many modules
drop
turned on.
the Toll of the Dead in there, he can click on it so he doesn't have to pull up your character sheet.
Yeah.
Also that. So if you put the save dice in there, it will show me how much the save is, and then the damage is automatically calculated from the damage.
There's a DC on it.
So let's see, that's a DC what? DC 14, I think. So wisdom. Not targets. There we go. It fails to save.
The D12.
So you would get to roll a D12. To my knowledge, it's just a flat D12. There's no
It is.
modifier.
Okay. 1d. Well, that was terrible.
Why are you rolling twice?
Because it fell cocked in the place where it holds the dice vault.
That one's fun. It happens.
It's a 9.
9. Okay.
What kind of save was that?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Everybody around hears this ominous death bell off somewhere in the distance, and you see it kind of the light kind of fades from its eyes a little, just for like just long enough to notice it, and it kind of and it's back up, and it's like, okay, we're gonna get serious here.
And since nobody is damaged, I do nothing.
Okay. The hutch.
I don't have another spell slot, so I'm going to let me see where I am.
You are in the
55 feet
courtyard.
away, give or take. I'm gonna move over here. So I'm in half cover. I'm gonna pop out like so. I'm gonna shoot him. $17 plus whatever. It's like 23.
Also hits.
D-Ocho.
What cantrips are the fighter allowed to choose again? Which
I don't think you can yet till you hit level 3.
With his elven background, he would have gotten 1 cantrip of choice from the wizard, I believe.
Oh, okay, wizard. That was my question.
First shot doing plus, so 5, 9.
9. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Second shot from the hip. Way out of the damn tray. Ooh, that's a miss. 9, 10, 11.
11 does not hit.
Yeah. So after that shot, I'm gonna duck back in behind cover. Press up against that wall
Okay.
right there.
Yes, it's from the wizard spell list. So yeah, it's just the first shot. You're like getting a little bit of confidence. Like, yeah, okay, I can hit. Ow! You hit it, and it's just like it's a good square hit, and it sinks in a little bit, and it's actually the hits are starting to stick a little bit better. And then you fire off the second one, and it kind of glances off of it and then hits its side, and it's just angled just thunk, and it just kind of bounces off. It doesn't get a good hit connection. Puts it to Clove.
Okay, I'm gonna repeat what I did last time. Do a sneak
Mhm.
attack with my bow. So
Okay.
I'm gonna try to put that thing in here. Boop. There we go. Boop, and then. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Crit.
That's a natural 20.
So roll your damage twice. So you'll roll 2d6.
Ooh.
And I don't know.
Oh.
No.
What? Are you kidding me? Now roll your sneak attack damage twice.
Yeah, sneak attack damage twice. So another 2d6.
I'm gonna rage.
If it's 4, we're just going to talk about something.
Hey,
Now there's the
the highs and
sixes.
the lows.
So 12
Whatever.
damage plus the 4.
I
So
kicked some rocks. Flipped
16
the world
total.
off.
Wow.
So with it facing the hutch, you're actually able to find it like behind the wing and in the shoulder area. And you're able to line it up pretty well, and it sinks deep. Like it's actually the first real connection that's actually happened, and you see it kind of like pulls its head out when it sinks in.
Damn. Nice shot.
16. So that puts it to
Like-
that.
And then I hide.
I will say, I liked this in 4th edition because it gives the players kind of a. You would be able to tell if you were actually fighting this thing, kind of how it's doing, how fatigued it is, things like that. So I do use bloodied. Bloodied is half health. It is currently bloodied.
Okay.
And
So
hide again.
4s.
Roll
And then
another
I hide.
stealth.
Mm,
If that would have rolled 4 ones, I'd be like,
bad.
stream, we're out of here. We'll see you next week. Obviously, something's broken here.
Oh,
Just all of a sudden, hey guys,
come on.
give us 5 minutes. We're going to load up in the game. We're going to play something else for the rest of the night.
So your Clove is currently doing her best she can to hide. She's kind of hugged up against the wall, trying to blend in a little bit and kind of hunkered down. And it's to the Manicore. After Hutch getting one shot that kind of connected a little bit, and the second shot that kind of flanked off of it, it didn't really even notice the second one. And then like from the side, just like hits. Oh, in this really bad spot, it turns around and is actually looking directly at Clove now. And is going to do the same thing from where it is. A 9.
Can I dodge?
5. No, you would have to prepare that on your turn instead of hiding. So
Does she have
one
the?
of those will hit.
Can't you do that as a rogue, or is that later for her?
I think that's later.
I thought I could do
You
it
You can take dodge as a
now.
bonus action, but she took the
She hid.
hide.
Are you talking
Oh,
Uncanny
okay.
Dodge?
Yeah. Is that level 3?
Oh,
I
that's
take it to level 3 on.
spell.
Yeah, but that would have taken the bonus action instead of the hide.
Okay.
So the 20 does hit. So Clove takes 6 damage, and I need you to roll a con save.
Who got hit? I'm sorry, I'm
Maybe a
typing.
D20.
Okay.
D20 plus your
Is that a
Constitution
D20?
modifier. Yes.
Constitution.
does not make the save. Okay. So
Nope.
you lose 1 strength
Ugh.
from your character.
Wait, what?
Yes,
When
it's a
this
spell that's dropping a
this
strength.
it kind of whips its tail up over its back like a scorpion straight at you. The first 2 kind of one hits above you, one hits below you, and the third one just kind of finds purchase. So it doesn't hit you squarely, but it kind of hits your shoulder and like sticks into you, and you feel it jerk you back. After it hits you, and the pain from it, like the really hot pain of it being impelled by this spike that came off this thing's tail, you feel a little bit weak. Like you feel your strength, you actually feel a little bit fatigued. But yes, you lose 1 strength from your character. Also, note what your max strength is, and it there are ways to get that back, but right now you are down 1 strength.
Okay. I'm
How,
like, yay, guys, you gotta stay from the pointy end. Shit hurts.
how much damage?
Um, 6,
6. I got 6 hit points and -1 strength.
What's your max HP?
17,
Mm,
roughly.
I don't know why I have 22 written down. 8 plus Constitution. I don't know why. So I'm 17.
You might have rolled for it, and if you rolled for it, it would have been higher. I think 20. See, 8 plus. What's your con?
2.
So it'd be 10 at first level, second level. The most you could have got. At most, you could have had a 20. So it'd be somewhere between 17 and 20.
I put 17 down. I don't know why I had 22. Thank you.
That's fine. So at that, it's actually hops down and gets pretty close to you. Like it's not right in front of you, but it's like it got a tail. Like it saw you kind of get hit, and you're like, oh, that hurt, and then you like, oh, and it just immediately hopped down in front of you, like it's coming in for the kill.
France!
I'm
Wow.
running. I'm running.
And Andronicus.
Does it notice me currently, or is it
No,
completely okay?
it's
Um,
focused. It's
the
so
wound.
Manticores are intelligent-ish. Like they're not mindless beasts, but they're not hyper intelligent per se.
Okay, so the wound that Clove inflicted, is it visible to me? Because I mean, I can see it if I'm looking at the side. I can see its
Yes, it would
wing.
be on the same side. You can actually still see
Okay,
the feathers on the arrow in its side, kind of behind its shoulder.
beautiful. All right, I'm gonna throw my longbow over my shoulder,
Mhm.
pop my short sword out, and I'm going to attack that wound. I'm trying to stab it up in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting nasty with it, shanking them. So I don't know
Right.
if I need. Do I need to move any closer?
Yeah. We'll move you in right beside it.
Okay. Oh man, I'm riding its back.
You're on it, like you're just
I'm,
coming for it.
okay, so I'm right on it,
Right away like a
and
hippogriff.
then let me see here. How do I know if I'm targeting it?
I went through and made sure everybody was targeting it.
Okay, cool. So
If you
then,
see like a distance number on it, it's targeted. 16 does hit.
all right, and then let me see. So that is 1d10.
Mhm. Short
Fuck.
sword should be
A
a
D10's a D8 or D6, one of the two.
D8, I
Oh, I'm
think.
sorry. I rolled the wrong. I'm sorry. So let me
D6.
see here.
Yeah, I'll do the
D6.
D6. Which I mean, you roll a one, so okay, use the one, but I'll let you reroll. It's fine. So it takes 9. Okay.
Plus.
7. Okay. Um, you walk like you see it drop. You kind of watch it as it drops just straight at Clove, and you walk up beside it, and you just jam your sword in right beside where the arrow went, and it sinks pretty deep. When you do that, roll a strength check. 12. Okay. 14. Okay, we'll see. When it feels this kind of hit it from behind in this kind of same wound spot, it just takes its tail and it just woof with its tail back behind it in a pretty wide arc. Does a 20? Yeah, okay. You rolled a 20. I'm assuming that beats your AC.
He's muted, but yeah, it does.
He is muted.
You're muted.
I'm sorry. Yes, I was muted. It does mean it. Do I have any actions that I can take prior to that
I
connecting?
don't think you have any reactions you can use. Not
That
yet.
was
No.
actually a reaction to being hit.
Okay.
You're going to take 10 bludgeoning damage from where it, like the whole tail just kind of whop into you, full chested, and it's going to actually push you back 10 feet and smack you into the wall.
Gotcha.
You're actually prone on the ground from where you hit the wall and fell over.
Whew. And then I kind of shake my head and like, that motherfucker. Ready to get back up.
Okay.
Andronicus, real quick, what is your max HP?
18. I'm down to 8.
Thank you.
Kisar.
Kisar is going to move. He's full 30-foot movement.
Mhm.
And then he's going to whisper toward the manticore in a dissonant manner and say, "Death has come for you." And he must roll a wisdom save.
Okay. I can do that.
Do you tell him he must roll a wisdom save? I'm just kidding.
Yes, of course. It is only fair.
13.
Give me a second, I'm trying to find my spell save.
I believe it's higher than that.
I can never find it when I need it. I want to say it's 15 right offhand, but I'm not 100%.
So 8 plus your proficiency plus your charisma. 8 plus 2 plus
16,
4.
yeah.
So 14.
16.
14.
Fair enough.
8 plus 2 plus 4.
Okay. But I have a +6 in my charisma.
How do you have a +6?
Nope, you're right. It's 4.
Let's say that'd be like a 22 in charisma. That's insane.
Yeah, no, my bad.
Yeah. So it feels that this, like it hears you out of the side of its ear, and it go ahead, roll it.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I missed that. What happened? You whispered at it?
So he
He
used
sort of whispered in a dissonant manner, "Death has come for you," and he now takes 3d6 for 11 points of psychic damage.
That's fucking awesome.
Kisar kind of walks up like he's striding across the field, like, okay, I'm gonna get in this. And he walks up and he like looks at it directly, and you see, from laying on the ground, you look up and see Kisar kind of mumbling something. You don't hear anything. The Manicore feels this tinge in its brain, and it goes, "Death has come for you." And the Manicore, like, you see, like everybody can just watch as its head just kind of buckles down and then twists and snaps right back up. Anything else Kisar would like to do?
Kisar would also like to remind you that now that creature must move away from him.
How far?
Its immediate reaction, if available, must move as far as its speed allows from you.
It doesn't have a reaction.
All right.
Used it as the 12 swipe.
Yeah. No, that's it. Action move. You're top of the order.
Back to Flynn.
All right, I am moving my maximum amount, which is
You saw Clove get hit, and it immediately jumped down in front of her. You don't know what's going on with Clove right now from where you are. You also heard from where you are. You can't see around the corner, but you heard like it kind of let out kind of a pain thing, and then you heard a smack of something pretty large and heavy hit the wall.
Yeah, I'm pretty worried at this point. Like my adrenaline's going, and what is my base speed? Where is that main, right?
Should be 30, 35, maybe
Oh, there it's 30.
40.
It's 30, but with the level 2, I get quick step, which increases by 5, so it's 35.
35. There you go.
So, all right, I am running, and how come I can't move my character? There we go. So we were at 70, and now I'm at 35. And I
So
am
when you round the corner, the clove is still kind of blocked from view from this thing massive size. You can kind of see her a little bit between its legs. On the other side of you see Andronicus like laying flat on the ground over against the wall.
right. Right. Can I see Clove yet?
You can see just a little, like you can see her just a little bit, but it's not you see her completely. Like you catch glimpses of her between its legs as it's kind of imposing on top of her.
Okay. Let's go ahead. I am using Healing Word on Clove.
Okay.
Right, as a bonus action.
Okay.
And I heal her for what is my spellcasting ability modifier? Is that Wisdom?
Yes.
What it usually is.
D4 plus your wisdom.
Which is 4. That is 2, 4, 6. Right? So I rolled a 2 plus 4 is 6.
So
Okay.
Clove gets healed for 6. Where the spike, the barb has kind of sunk into your chest, you feel your muscles around it as Flynn shouts at you. You feel the muscles around it start to knit back together, and it's really painful. But you feel it start pushing the barb out, and it kind of falls.
Cool. And then as my action,
I'm like, hell yeah.
And then I say to Adronicus, "Are you okay?"
For the time being, I'm all right. Not dead yet.
All right, let's kill him. Let's kill this guy. And then I attack.
Kill him dead.
Kill him. Kill him dead. All right, so I throw. I throw my crossbow at him.
1d4 improvised weapon. Are you proficient? No, it is gone.
Doesn't actually shoot the arrow, just throws the arrow.
All right, and I.
Okay, guys, I saw a monk do this one time.
17 plus 4 is 21, right? So that hits.
Hits for sure.
And then it's 1d8 plus 3. Ooh, that is an 8, 9, 10, 11 piercing damage.
Awesome. So it is looking pretty rough right now. Like it's getting a little haggard. From the way it's moving and acting, it's starting to go on the defensive. You pull up your crossbow again, take it on the run. You kind of sink one into it, pull it up, thunk, and it sinks like in its back thigh and just all the way up. You no longer can see the bolt. It lets out another just screech whenever it sinks in. It looks pretty bad right now.
Means Hutch is up.
If he's done.
Are you done?
Yep,
Okay.
that's my
Okay.
You said that the actual range was off, right? Or is it right now?
It's right now. It's on the ground.
Okay. All right. Man. All right, so I'm just going to do one of these. Why can't I? No, that's not what I want. I'm a sissy. So right about there. So I'm going to be look down at these pistols again. Flick open the cylinder. Looks like I got three. Throw them back in. Fire the first one. because I have no spell slots. For the record, level 1 Warlock, kind of a drag with only one spell.
Are you not a level 2
Or
warlock?
even then, I don't think I get 2 spell slots yet. I'm pretty sure I don't. I'm almost positive I don't. I think I'm that way until like level 3.
Level 3, you get 2.
Unless I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. Because that's like one of the downsides.
No, you would have a second spell slot.
I do have a second spell slot?
You have a second spell slot. You don't get more until 6.
Okay, cool. All right, so, well, I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, what to do? And I'm like, oh, man. I was like, he starts feeling this heat and this frustration, this anger start to pour over him. And, he's going to go ahead and finally cast it, dude. I'm going to use Insinuation.
Okay. I have no idea what that one does.
So let me drop it in there for you.
Oh,
It's that one, dude. It's the one.
I think I remember this one.
Yeah.
Insinuation. Yeah. All right.
It won't let me drop it again. There it goes. Oh, no, damn it.
that's
Not Hex. Hang on. There you go.
Ah, hex.
Show me this. Okay.
What the hex?
What
Well,
the
Let's
heck?
see a wisdom saving
Heck.
throw. What's your spell DC?
My DC on that is going to be 14.
All right.
Please fail, please fail, please fail.
Roll the 9.
Fails. All right, so
Into
he's
each of its
immediately, right off the bat, after he fails, he cannot, he's incapacitated. And then on his turn, he takes an immediate D12 of damage.
So it no longer can act. On its turn, it will have to try again. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, what just happened? So it hits him and he just falls to the ground.
So it hit like you round the corner. You see Andronicus slowly trying to get up. You see you've lost sight of Clove. You can catch the little like you kind of can see her on the other side of it, but not fully. You something overcomes you and you feel this power swell up and kind of burst out from your mind. And you watch as it just kind of stops and goes, and it turns and looks at Andronicus, and it turns and looks at Clove, and then it like takes a step and turns and looks behind its shoulder at you, and it just it can't make up its like it's completely disoriented and can't decide what it wants to do.
God, that spell's so dope, dude. I can't wait for it to get better. So that is my action, and for my bonus action, just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna go ahead and fire with the offhand, I guess. Or
So
actually,
it is.
no, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna take cover right where I'm at.
So it is incapacitated. It currently cannot make any action, reaction, cannot move, cannot anything until it's able to break free of this.
You said he's pretty messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna do what I said. I was gonna fire from the offhand.
Okay.
Because that means his turn's next. So all right, yeah. Let's see what happens here. All right, so
Close
rolling for the
turns.
offhand.
That's incorrect. Cannot take actions or reactions. Can still
Okay.
move.
That's a miss. That's my turn.
Okay. It goes to Clove.
I'm like,
I-
hot damn. And
What turn is he in the rotation?
You see Clove. You see it. And like
Okay.
it jumps down in front of you and like hits the ground and it like digs in and it starts to bear down on you and then it kind of winces as the dissonant whispers goes off from Kassar and then you feel like that the bar muscles push it out and drops to the ground and Flynn hits it and it kind of winces from that and then you see it just kind of stop and like start looking around really confused like it doesn't know what to do. And that's your turn.
I'm going to attack it with my rapier.
Now, with them being incapacitated, we get advantage on attack, right?
Yes, so you will have a +2.
I think so. Oh, that's wait. Hold on. That rapier's a 8d8.
And you'll
That's
also
my
get your sneak
D8.
attack
Oh, what should
because you have
I?
advantage. Rapiers a
So I
D8.
roll an 8 and a 6.
Uh,
8. Yeah.
you have to roll a
You
D6
have to
to
roll the
hit.
attack first.
20.
Okay,
That's a hit.
that's definitely a hit. So the rapier does hit. And what was the other one you were wanting to do?
Uh, roll damage then?
You already did. That was
Or-
the 9 that you rolled.
Okay, so then I have my bonus action.
Mhm.
And my movement. I'm gonna kind of move like right around the
Also,
corner here.
you would have had your sneak attack, so roll a D6 as well. Because you do have
Oh
advantage.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So 14 total. Okay. It's in rough shape. Like it looks like it's just barely able to stand up at this point. Whenever you go to stab it with your rapier, you kind of go between the collarbone and the neck, and it like sinks all the way up before you pull it back out.
It's its
It looks
turn.
really bad.
Is it its turn?
She still has move and bonus action.
Why are you so excited, Chambo?
You'll see. I'm waiting for it.
I
Your turn?
I've moved right around the corner of this little building.
She keeps cutting me.
And then for my bonus action, I'm gonna.
Okay.
Oops, sorry.
Is she clipping for anybody?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I think your mic, the way it works is it's one of those ones that picks up. It turns on when it picks up voice, so you gotta be real loud. Ah! Yeah.
Me?
Yeah, it gets like
Oh, I
it's
feel like
ticking.
I'm yelling.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll talk louder. Is this better?
Yes.
Much
If I
better.
speak
Yeah.
like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I felt like I was yelling if I spoke like this loud.
You're fine.
No, it's great.
So it's turn. On its
I'm
turn.
great.
Let me roll that D12 real quick.
Not yet.
Oh.
I
It-
stabbed him in his face.
It can't attack. It can't react, but it can
Hmm.
move. It takes off.
Stab
Like
his
it just
face.
poof, and it takes off.
Is it gone
It,
or is it close enough still?
it's like 50 feet straight up in the air, and it's just trying to climb. Now you can go ahead and roll that.
I should have netted it. I was thinking about netting it.
Fuck me, man. 1.
A 1. Okay, so takes 1 more damage. And now it has to try to save again.
Mm-hmm.
Does not save.
Failed.
So this thing is currently trying to escape, and it goes to Andronicus.
Well, I'm still kind of laying on my back or trying to get up. I kind of flip over on my back, and as I flip, I draw my bow.
Okay.
And I'm trying to take that sucker out with one last arrow.
So being on the ground and actually knowing a little bit about archery, you wouldn't be able to draw it all the way, so you'd have a partial draw. So I'll either give you a D6 instead of a D8 for damage, or a -2 to your attack roll. Your choice.
Damn.
Or you
How
could
about a
Because you can't.
stand up.
Can I just stand up first?
Yeah, you can use your movement to stand up before you shoot.
Okay. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna do that. I thought it just looked cooler from the ground, but you're totally right. Physics.
I
and
thought
shit,
so too.
You know, I mean, yeah.
But you wouldn't be able to
Yeah.
get your hand set in your
Good move.
knock, and
Pick
you
it
wouldn't
up.
be able to pull all the way. You'd be like here under undershoot and be kind of awkward.
That's true. Very true. I feel terrible not even thinking about that as a bow hunter. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna try and pop that dude with one last shot.
Okay. So you're able to pick
Yeah.
yourself up off the ground. As you come up, you like have the bow down below you, and you stand up and you push off with your knuckle, and while you're standing up, you're already pulling the bowstring back, and you just straight up above you and thunk.
Wow.
Roll
Damn.
2d8.
That's a good hit, man.
Yeah.
Um.
9 plus. Okay, so yeah, 3 and 3 and 3 is 9. Roll, please. As it, and it just like, and it like rockets up a little bit, and you see it like every flap of its wings is just like pushing it really fast up in the air. Andronic stands up, in one motion pulls up and shoots, goes straight up under its rib cage and up through, and you see it like take another whoop, and then it stops. And it turns a little bit, and it just starts falling,
Oh.
and it just
Yeah.
crashes into the ground in front of you.
Very cool.
And
Ow.
after that, as it's on the ground, I'm just there with another arrow in the notch, and I say, "How'd that feel?" I was thinking of something better and it didn't come, and I'm sorry. But how'd that feel? Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations. I actually,
Kisar looks at
Okay.
Andronic and goes, meh. We will work on it, my friend. It's more quippy.
Yeah. My response is we're gonna work on some songs together too. Okay.
Clove, as it's falling to the ground, you actually, let me read this one more time, make sure I got it right. I need you to roll another con save. Okay. You lose 4 strength at this point. You are feeling very weak. You're starting to have a hard time standing up. What's your strength at currently?
I don't know what my base strength is. Hold on. Where is that?
If you go,
I have -5 from whatever my base
I have
is.
the sheet here. Let me pull up the sheet real quick.
11? 11.
So
Not
she's
too
like
bad.
half strength.
man, we got to get that fixed.
Yes. So you are at 6 strength currently.
No.
So any kind of checks or anything like that are done with the 6 strength instead of the 11. So you're actually at a negative 2? -2 right now.
Yeah, so you're walking like a newborn deer at this point. You're like, ah.
I
Yeah,
think
you're
it's
having a
-3.
very hard time. Might be. I'd
Man,
have to look.
8, 9,
Flynn-
7, 6, 5, 4. 2? Okay.
you're medical, right? Is there
Yeah,
anything you
but
can do to help Clove?
still so far away.
So we're currently no longer in combat, but I would like to go around as far as what everybody does and just kind of go around what would be the table. And then when it gets back to Clove, it's another con save. And if you don't make it, is you lose more strength until you hit a bottom.
Okay. Since we're out of battle, I'm running to Clove. I'm like, no.
So we'll actually just go from the turn order. So it'd actually be to Kasar right now.
Okay, well I'll run back. Ah.
Kisar walks over to the Manticore.
Mhm.
Apologies, Kisar's push to talk button was putting a bunch of tildes on something.
It does happen.
Once he is sure that the Manticore is dead, he will pull out his lute and start playing the Song of Rest.
Okay. What is the Song of Rest?
For the next 10 minutes, I play a song, and at the end of that 10 minutes, everyone gets healed 1d6.
You should have like MIDI files every time you play music. Just drop it in. Just
You or any friendly creature can hear your performance screens any hit points at the end of the short rest by spending 1 or more hit die, and also gets a 1d6. So if you don't spend a hit die, you get a 1d6. If you do spend a hit die, you can use your hit die plus the 1d6. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he
Anything
said
else you'd like to do?
Kisar sits on the head and plays the song, and then once the song is done, he turns around and cuts the stinger off the tail.
I wanted that.
Okay. That'll take a little bit of time to do. It's a pretty girthy tail. but okay. So that'll put it to Flynn.
Okay, I'm
And currently, nobody knows except for Clove that she is like withering away right now.
Mm-hmm.
right. So I go over and check on Clove. I'm like, "Ah, okay. Clove, are you okay? You dead?
I need some help.
It barely caught. Is drooling on herself. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm going to use the healing or cure wounds.
Okay.
And that's 1d8 plus
Help.
testing. And that is a 7, 8, 9,
Like,
10.
hex, this hurts.
So that heals for 10, so she's fully healed now, right?
She is fully healed.
Okay.
Not the strength.
So
Yay.
the wounds that she did sustain are and it does you do feel like it feels really weird and itchy, and there's a little bit of pain involved as the muscles kind of stitch themselves back together from the healing energies, but it's not nearly as much as like the actual getting hit. There's with the wound that it was and how bad it was, there's no major scar or anything like that, but yeah, you're back to feeling pretty normal, except for the fact that you feel like you've been doing manual labor all day and you can like barely lift your arms. Walking is hard, that kind of stuff.
So I
Thanks,
ask,
pal. I owe you one.
"You're welcome, Clove. Didn't Clove fall? I'm gonna help her up. Like, take my hand, and then I'm gonna help her up."
Ooh.
How are you feeling, Clove?
They'll roll it.
Much better.
Good.
Roll it.
No, you're fine. Flynn hasn't lost any HP, so he doesn't need to roll for any health. So that would put it to Hutch.
I guess I'm gonna come out of the shadows. I'm gonna dust myself off a little bit.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna, I guess, just reload my weapon.
Okay.
This is plural. And I'm gonna walk over there. This thing dead yet? Looks like it's dead, and I'm gonna pull out my big ass Bowie knife and I'm gonna skin it.
Okay, that'll take some time, but you start skinning it. Okay. Roll a survival for me. Also, if you would like to, since he did the Song of Rest, you can do a hit die or a d6 or both to gain health back because you did get hit. No, you didn't. You
No, I
had shield.
didn't. I shielded.
So he's also full health.
Yep. What
Okay,
did you want
so
me to
yeah,
roll on this guy? A medicine
survival.
check? Survival?
Survival.
Trying to see.
Does Kisar need to roll survival to take the stinger?
3.
Um,
My rolls are trash.
Depends on how you're doing it. If you're trying to just like lop off the end of the tail, no. That's a pretty simple just, oh, I'm gonna cut it here kind of thing. What he's doing is more intricate. He's going under between the muscles and the skin and cutting the layers off and peeling the skin off of this thing.
I was trying to, but I rolled a 5.
Roll a 5. Any modifier?
That's with my modifier was a 3.
Modifier.
So you just cut a little bit of hair. That's what it is.
So you
Gave it a haircut.
not very skilled at it or hasn't done it in a long time and is just kind of fuzzy on really not familiar with manicore anatomy. You start skinning this thing and it takes some doing. It's going to take a little bit of time, but you are able to do it. It's just not going to be a very clean skinning per se. To Clove, go ahead and roll a con save again. Really low rolls.
Yeah, my rolls are bad.
I know.
It's been hard. Okay, you are currently at 2 strength.
Oh God. The Polaire, where are you?
Yes, sir. Polaire
Polaire,
kind of walks out of the house.
something's wrong with Clove. Help me.
How do you know?
I, I was. This was all in
Because
my.
Clove hasn't mentioned this or anything. She just looks like all of her wounds are fine now. She just looks tired to you.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Roll back my turn, and Continue.
Go ahead, Clove. It is your turn.
Okay, so it's my turn.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna tell everyone like I'm feeling so freaking weak right now. I don't know what to do. What after it stabbed me, I'm all kinds of messed up.
Okay.
I didn't hear any of that. I heard.
She said that she's feeling all kinds of messed up. She doesn't know what to do after she got impaled. That she's just feeling super weak.
Okay.
So yeah, that's. We'll put it to Andronicus for now. Might do away with initiative in a second.
All right. I am going to walk my ass over towards Flynn and Clove. As I do, as I walk past the Manicore and Hutch is or Clutch. Fuck, Hutch.
What?
Sorry, Hutch. Hutch is skinning it. I stab it in the head while skinning it and just say, "That's what you get, asshole."
Okay.
I don't know.
He's
And
better.
then
There's some work to be done there.
and then yeah, I'm just going over to kind of check in with Clove and Flynn and see what's happening with them.
Roll a d6. 5. Okay. And if you would like to, you can also spend one of your hit die if you want to heal.
Yeah, would that be D6 or D8?
Fighter would be a d10.
Oh,
Okay. So you heal yourself. The music, you start feeling better. The energy from Kisara's lute, so you start feeling the kind of the itchies and the little bit of like, oh, muscle cramp kind of pain, to where your wounds are starting to stitch themselves back together.
sweet. Yeah, that bumps me back to 10. And yeah, I go over and just kind of check on Clove and Flynn, and I'm like, "How are you guys doing after that shit? It was
Okay.
crazy."
Just for simplicity, Clove, roll one more Constitution save.
And you're gone.
Not sure if you heard me. Clove, go ahead and roll one more Constitution save.
I don't. He's frozen.
Hold on, let me go. Let me see.
Okay.
Hey,
No,
there we go.
she got it.
Okay. That's good enough. So you are currently at 2 strength, but you stop, like what was before, just weaker and weaker and weaker. You've kind of plateaued, and it feels like whatever kind of poison this thing is pumped into you through the barb has kind of stopped running through your system right now. Okay, so yeah, I'll say over like the next hour or so, Hutch is busy trying to skin this thing, and eventually gets it mostly skinned. There are a few holes and a few like slits um in the skin where the knife that Hutch was using has kind of slipped through and not been handled perfectly. But for the most part, you have a relatively well intact manticore skin. Yeah, Kasar, you do have
Manticore skin.
the
Is it on
barbed
your end?
tail of it. There are currently, let's see, around 18 barbs left in it.
Can Kesar roll nature to see if he knows that this is poisonous?
Yes. Also, or history, nature or history. Also, how far down the tail did you cut it? Did you cut it right beside the end of it where the barbs are, or did you cut it halfway down? Or
Um, like a segment or two back, so that
okay,
it's not right at the bulb.
okay, a 15. Okay. You know that manticores are said to have some kind of poison in their barbs. As far as specifics, you're not entirely sure what the specifics would be, but you do understand that hey, these barbs do have some kind of poison that coats them whenever they are launched and released by the manticore.
Kisar is wondering, did anyone get stabbed by the tail? Because this thing is poisonous, is it not?
Yeah,
Goodness,
Clove
goodness,
got
goodness,
stabbed. Oh, never mind. I don't know.
goodness.
I don't know.
Stabbed by the tail. I think that's
Oh,
why.
are you alright?
No, I've been feeling real weak.
Yeah.
Can everybody hear me?
Just barely.
Barely, yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna put my volume up higher. Hello?
There you go. That's
Hello?
better.
Hello?
There you go.
Hello?
Better.
You could go a little louder
Hello?
even.
Yeah, I think last time we lowered it. Louder? Yeah, before we lowered it because there was an echo, and I think it's just too low now that I have the doors shut. Is this better?
Yeah.
Hello?
Sounds good.
I'm like, hey, I got stabbed by that tail, and I've been feeling really weak.
Oh, do you still feel weak, or is the poison run its course?
I mean, it's kind of even keel right now, but who knows? I mean, this is not good.
Flynn, can you do anything about the poison, or would you mind checking her to make sure she will be alright?
Yeah, yeah. I'll check. I can run over the normal checks.
Yeah, do a medicine check.
You want me to do a medicine check?
Sure.
Okay.
You are the
And
medic.
Pilar, is there anything you can do with these? Perhaps a nice poisonous dagger or a poisonous sword coating?
Oh, that's lovely. Not really what I am made for, but we will. I'm sure somebody could help you with that. If nothing else, even just to collect the 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 organ and the poisons out of it. Yeah, absolutely.
Would you mind holding this for a time?
Oh yes. And he just like holds it in his one. Like it takes you both hands to kind of, and he's just like, thunk, almost like it's a platter on it, like a butler. And he's like,
Now, if
well,
we fought a manticore here, perhaps we should go check on the village.
what was the medicine check?
That was a nat 20.
Nat 20. Um, looking her over, you see there's a little bit of an impression where the barb has impaled her, where her clothes were there and the armor. There's a little hole there. As far as outwardly, she seems healthy, but she does like her heart rate's kind of weak. Um, her blood pressure, and from what you can feel of how strong it's pumping, it's a little bit lower. She doesn't. She just doesn't have a lot of strength in her.
Right.
Ba-dum-bum.
Polaire, do you have anything for poison?
And he kind of looks around. Sorry, it appears there's nothing really much here right now.
Well, Flynn,
Um,
Shit.
I might not be a smart man, but I do know that I love you. I might be new to this whole situation that's going on with things, but I've seen poison in my day. I don't think she's poisoned. I don't know what's wrong with her, but maybe we should get her back to that little village we're from. Somebody there might be able to help her out.
Great.
Yeah, I
I'll
think we
go
should all
overnight
head back to the
later.
village,
Come on,
and
everybody.
Polaire, you should probably come with us.
about that time, as y'all are starting, the manicore's been skinned, and Polaire's standing there holding this thing like a butler would hold a tray. And about that time, he turns toward the door. And he says, "Oh, Hello, sir. Welcome to the Voldon Keep. I'm surprised to see you here. Out of the door, whenever y'all turn around, you see. Uh, Names are hard.
Davenport.
Yes, thank you. See, he knew where I was going. You see Davenport walk out of the door.
Oh,
Davenport, you
oh,
snake in
what
the
a
grass son
surprise!
of a bitch!
What a surprise!
Davenport, sir. What the hell?
Like, as soon as I see him, I pull the hammer back on my pistol and I point it right at him.
Oh, what is this?
Hutch, what are
Mm.
you doing?
I
Put
was
some
like,
more
no,
action.
no, no. This sumbitch knows more than he's telling us. And he's got about 4 seconds to come clean before he's got a nice hole in his
Yeah,
head.
Uh,
three,
tell
two,
you
one.
all I know would be longer than, well, maybe not your lifetime, but by all means, anybody else's here. Except for maybe Polaire.
Keep going, we're waiting.
Are you a metal man too?
Do you really want me to tell you all I know? Because they wouldn't live.
And pertains to what's gone on here and why your ship sent us here, that's what I'm
There you
talking
are.
to. Don't play coy with me.
Ah. Well, you see, it seems that the bright nights have returned. Um, I wasn't sure the ship would bring you here. I was surprised that we ever found the ship in the first place. Now that you are here, it seems that you are the new masters of Uldan.
And I probably swear, my guy's like, I have the power!
And we're back. So, welcome
I
to
don't know what
Uldan.
happened.
Masters of Uldan. I put that down, holster it. I was like, I reckon you might be able to tell us more about that as we make our way back to town while we get our friend checked out here.
Sure. So,
Come on, Polaire.
he
Does the
he walks
Voldan
up to
get
Clove.
antidotes for their poison?
He walks up to Clove while this is going on, and he just completely disregards the fact that you have a gun pointed at him, and just walks past you, and he
No, I
sees
hammered
everybody.
it.
Like he
Put it
sees
down.
Flynn kind of looking over Clove, and he walks up. And he's like, "Are you all right? Did you get hit? Did it poison you?"
She got poked by the Manticore, man.
The Manticore got me pretty bad, and I don't know if I need some kind of poison antidote or something. Is that a job perk with this?
I'm sorry,
This
Victoria. I did try to come as fast as possible, and he holds his hand out, and he's like, "Come with me." He's like this completely gentleman, and he like takes your hand and kind of leads you inside the keep.
Kisara would say that this is probably the worst the worst term of outcome for penetration of any kind.
Well,
Sure.
you're alive. Oh, there. Uh, See to a bed. She needs to rest. She's not good for travel right now. It would do more harm than good. She needs to rest. So he goes on to explain that the bright nights are he's seen a handful of them over his years. He remembers back whenever Vandaros was always there, and it was a monthly cycle almost of this kind of stuff going on. All of the bad things in the world, the big bad things in the world, were sealed to the moon of Vandaros, and it has been they when they tried it, it was to a permanent seal. It was like a separate plane, a pocket plane that they had made to seal the moon in with all of the dragons and all of the undead and all of the demons that make it over, and it would just funnel all of them based on their own energies and everything to Vandaros. And whatever happened, it didn't complete, or it didn't go well, or it didn't do what they thought it would. And now every so many years, Vandaros pops back up and spews out all of these entities that it's collecting and keeping from coming to the world over the course of 100 to 200 years, depending on how long it lasts.
Now, what exactly are these Masters of Uldan, and what do we have to do with that?
Mm. Now that's you, it would appear. You have the Jaeger. I'm sorry, Kisar, the
The
floating
floating
petal?
petrol. Yes.
Yes, sir. And it would appear that you are the newest ones to be in control. Although I would warn you, it is not wise to fly right now.
Well, this is doubly so because the ship is quite busted.
You wrecked the ship?
No.
We didn't wreck it.
No, the autopilot broke the ship.
Oh, well, that wouldn't explain how you got here. We weren't sure what would happen when it was turned back on. That's why we hadn't tried it yet. But I'm glad to see everybody well.
Not knowing what would happen, you dick.
Mm, It seemed prudent at the time.
My
With you, Trinan, and your report of there being drows at the meeting and everything else, it seemed that they were setting up for something, and this coming this early explains quite a lot.
Yeah, about that. How do we get the ship fixed so we can at least I can go back that direction?
Hmm. Um, Moment, and he walks over, like he's guided Clove all the way to like Polaire kind of rushed in front and prepared this little resting area and gotten a bed as nice as he could for it, and he like guides Clove over while he's talking and kind of helps her into this resting area and walks back to Polaire, and Polaire, turn around. He pulls open the back hatch of Polaire and he starts like fidgeting a little bit inside of it and closes, and he's like, Polaire, go get the ship. It's like, yes, sir. He walks out and he just keeps walking.
Well, it appears our metal friend has been fixed, as it were.
Kisar
Not,
knew there had to be some manner of making him go beyond the border.
I don't know about fixed, but augmented for a time.
Hmm.
Is he bound to his charging station?
No, he's bound to the ship
So is
for
he?
now.
Would he be what you would consider the like that engineer, so to speak?
He has full schematics built into his system for repair. And based on his assessment, we will see what needs to be done to get her airborne again.
And the
Alright.
weapons that apparently are missing.
Yes.
Oh, there were yes. The weapons when we retrieved the ship were no longer there. I was honestly surprised to see the ship and even the engine in the shape it was in.
All right. Well,
Thank him for helping me to like a resting area, and I ask him if he knows what's wrong with me.
Oh yes, and he kind of does this big sweeping bow with his head down. He's like, "My pleasure. Um, you have been stung by the manticore. Lucky that you survived. Most that get stung do not live to see the next day. You appear to have been able to withstand it. The worst is past. It should, with rest. You do have to rest. Your strength should return over the next few days.
It would seem that my navigator is made of hardier stuff than you had thought.
That's why you were all chosen in the first place. For one reason or another, you have earned your title.
So you're saying we're we are the
Title, like,
masters
what
of
are-
Voldaire now, right?
And this is all yours, for whatever that counts for.
I'm gonna walk over to Andronicus and lean in and say, like, and looking over my shoulder, I was like, I still don't trust the snake in the grass. Something ain't right.
He's done work with Drow. I don't trust him at all. And he's my
Andronicus,
superior.
roll me a wisdom check.
Drow ate my parents. That's
Send
right.
it.
What?
Okay. As he is talking in his mannerisms, and you get the impression that he is not only worked with Drow, but has lived with them long enough at one point to pick up their behaviors. Like he presents himself as they would present themselves.
And I kind of lean back to Hutch and I tell him, just look at the way he walks, the way he does things.
Oh, I'm definitely
Disgusting.
picking up on it. I was like, he's definitely taking a liking to our little gnome friend over there. He's playing this whole gentleman role. I still don't trust him. He knows more about me than I even know about myself, and he something tells me he knew that this ship was A, coming here, and B, what was on its way. I say we keep an eye on him.
Yeah,
Sergeant.
definitely.
Sergeant, can I talk to you, please?
Sure.
That was Andronicus, but he muted. You're not a sergeant. You're a private.
Tried.
Private.
I tried.
And Sergeant Andronicus, can I have a word, please?
Yes, sir.
Um, I hate to ask. It's been a long time since we spoke, and me being much higher rank, it's hard to keep up with everybody. Why did you join the military again?
Well, that was mostly what men of my age at the time did, and that's why I did it. It was the thing we did, and I trained and trained and trained, and that's all I ever did. My life became, and let's just say it helped me to find my purpose,
Okay.
give me the skills I would need to progress.
Yes, but why did you join? And when you say that, or when he says that, I need you to roll a wisdom save. You feel very compelled to tell him everything.
Like Chunk from the Goonies.
Like maybe not everything, but like you have no qualms with telling him, "Oh, I joined to learn and to grow and to be able to go and avenge my family and kill Drow. That's my whole purpose for joining is to kill the Drow."
Yeah. Um. So yeah, I tell him then. When I was young, my entire village was destroyed, and everyone I knew was murdered at the hands of the Drow. So I swore my life to avenge all their deaths. And from that point forward, the Drow were my nemesis.
They're still using that one. Well, with the trade, I could understand. Andronicus, my apologies. Please sleep.
Sleep.
And oh, that's one too many. I'll drop the last one.
Oh, I just cast sleep.
So, yeah. How much HP do you have?
What is it?
You cast
What's
sleep.
your max
What's your
HP?
HP?
Right now it's 10.
You're
You are asleep.
Night night.
Andronicus just kind of goes and leans back against the wall and falls asleep.
I want to. As soon as I see that happen, I pull both my firearms. I point them at him like, "You see what this son of a bitch did? Why are you this way? What are you doing? Why did you do that?"
Apologies, how to put this where you would understand. His
Try me. Click. Pull the hammers back.
inspiration for joining is flawed. He it will make more sense eventually.
I got my point. I was like, well, from what I'm hearing, he joined this military for whatever reason he wanted to. I joined because I didn't have a choice. Realistically, the choices he made to get him where he at is irrelevant. He can join for whatever reason he wants, whether they're the right reasons or the wrong reasons. That's fine. But obviously, this man has a problem with Drow.
I don't know what she sees in you, you poor simple fool. A moment, and he walks over to Andronicus, and you see him start to mumble, and he kind of he closes his eyes, and he's setting like he's standing above Andronicus, who's kind of slumped back against the wall, and he has his hands like this, and he's doing like he's making hand movements and stuff around Andronicus's head. And he says,
Kind
"Andronicus,
of
please join us." And Andronicus wakes
Davenport
back up.
sleep.
And I say,
Um,
who she? Who's she? And what are you talking about?
Andronicus, I need you to Let me think. Yeah. There.
Oh,
Um. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was.
Uh-huh. There. There you go. Andronicus, my friend. I apologize. It's being of my station and my rank. We don't get to talk to people at your rank very often, and it's impossible to keep up with people. Please, once more, I apologize. Could you had kind of trailed off when you dozed off there. Could you tell me why you joined the military?
Well, like I said before, when I was young, my village was attacked by demons and they killed everybody. So the only thought I had after that was to gain my strength and my knowledge and become a better killer. And so I joined to become a demon slayer.
Then where the hell
And
did Drow come into this?
Andronicus, have you ever fought drow?
No,
Have you ever met a drow?
no. I've heard about them.
That is
I
not
heard they
correct. You
stink.
did see them when we were on that island.
Yeah.
yeah.
Kisar walks over and touches Hutch on the shoulder and goes, "My friend, because of our stations, we don't often get to conversate, and I don't always remember the details. Why have you joined me on this venture?"
Take your hand off me if you want to keep it, Kisar. Right now's not the time. And I push it away.
This is the question you want to answer.
I ignore him and I say, and I look back over at Andronicus. I'm like, so have you been lying to us this whole time?
I don't know what you're talking about. I've
Kisar
told
leans
you.
in and whispers into Hutch's ears, like, I think there is a matter of control of some sort, and to question it out loud might cause unfortunate problems with our friend Andronicus.
About this time, off through the door, outside, you hear this real. It's kind of faint at first, and it's gradually getting louder. You hear like scraping against the ground, like a giant object is being pulled across the ground.
Kisar hisses, "He better not be scratching the hole any more than it already is," and runs to the gate.
Um, just to cover outside, like as soon as you go through the door, you see Polaire walking, holding the mast of, or the front of the boat, and he's just kind of dragging it, just walking at a steady pace backwards.
Just
The
join
hell
Now,
are you doing, my friend? You're going to scratch it.
so while Kassar's doing that, we'll go back inside with Davenport.
I'm like, Davenport, now I might not know much about what's going on in this world, and I'm starting to learn things about myself, but I am going to ask you nicely, friend, to
Please.
tell me the truth. I'm like, one, something has gone on, and I'm 100% aware that you put that guy to sleep with your abilities, your magic, or whatever it's called. Am I right?
Yeah, simple spell.
Right. I think I can actually do that myself. At least that's what I've been told. Question two. Now, is he lying to us about this drow thing, or did you put that in his mind?
It's complicated.
Or are you trying to plant that in his mind so he's not as aggressive towards these drow?
The military has ways of influencing our soldiers' ability to fight. You give a farmer a sword or a shield or a spear, and most of the time he will just run away. Give him a purpose to fight, and he is much more likely to fight. It's part of being conscripted. Your other friend here, he motions to Flynn. He comes to us from a different area. Andronicus joined of his own will, and we have, due to his joining, his contract, his time of service, this was the most prudent way to get him to perform his duties.
Now let me see if I get this right. Like I myself too was an enlisted man, albeit for a short amount of time. We're aware of that. But what you're
Oh, I
telling me
remember.
is essentially you gave him the purpose. He joined, but you're giving him the reason for it.
Yes. He's,
That doesn't strike you as wrong? Shouldn't a man have his own
please,
goals, his own perseverance?
please, please come with me.
We need to talk.
Andronicus.
And then I go up to him.
So during this time, Andronicus is just kind of like a blank slate. It's very much in the realm of Westworld, where if the programming doesn't allow them to know that something's there, it's not there. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
can't see certain doors and stuff, and he's just kind of like glassed over.
Okay.
Um, you and Davenport go into a different room, and he immediately just starts saying, "Carson, please. I remember you from long ago. You're a good man. Your heart's in the right place, but much has changed, as you can tell."
You gotta understand that I trust people at this point right now about as far as I can throw them. I woke up in a crazy
Understandable.
place. From what I can tell, as far as I know, I died. I saw Alana in this dream, and then about 15 minutes ago, you said, "I don't know what she sees in you, and I need to know what you're talking about." I heard that. Don't think I did not.
When you say that you died, he and you roll a perception.
Uh, Another natural one, dude.
He laughs, and death is not that much of an issue for most people, and depending, especially those who have been chosen. Alana, is that what she calls herself? I'll have to remember that. She has changed.
No, I don't know if you and I are on the same page. Alana was my girl back home. She was a half elf.
Yes, and I'm sure that when you awoke, you have seen her since then.
I saw her, but I'm not sure if it was her. Like I didn't feel that warmth, that feeling you get when you find somebody you care about. It was more of a I want you to do something for me kind of feeling.
If we had the materials, I could do
Transmutate.
something, but
Yeah.
it appears that the material this place is a little worse for wear. Um, if you would like, I can put together a list and I can help you in meeting your lady, as you put it.
I would be most intrigued if you could help me with that, but I got the feeling that maybe although I did see her, it might not necessarily be her per se, as weird as that sounds.
One way to know, and while we're fixing the boat, there's no harm.
Take a deep breath. I'm like, sir, I might be a little hot-headed at times, but I feel like given what I've gone through in this little bit of time, I feel like it is absolutely justified. I'm sorry, but you gotta admit, man, you're acting all kinds of fucked up.
Oh, my apologies. I have been just.
You can't just go around putting our friends to sleep after we come out of a heated battle with whatever the shit that was. You gotta see, man, like, you're not putting yourself out there to look like a very good guy. Like, yeah, you're helping our friend, and you might be sweet on her, and that's all fine and right. But you're showing up at the wrong times, you're doing the wrong thing, so you gotta put yourself in, if not my place, and the rest of the team's. Like, Andronicus right now, look at him. He looks like he's never gonna wake up. He looks like he's not even there.
Carson, please. The intricacies
Where
of
did you hear that name? How do you...
what happens and how the universe brings things together. I'm afraid this is even far too extravagant for mine. It's all circumstantial.
I would like very much for you to set up that thing where I could meet whatever it is that's been talking to me and do. Forgive me for asking, but have we met before? Like
Oh
before all
yes,
this?
oh yes, I remember you. Um, I was I remember your village at this very well. I rode through one day, and I was the one that served your enlistment papers, if you remember. And you just immediately remember his face, entirely like entirely different clothes, entirely different everything. His face, different haircut, different facial hair, 100% him, exact same age, on a horse in like full armor, handing you papers.
I look at him like, no way. How?
Like I said, death is not permanent.
I
You
mean,
found
obviously. And then I point back at him and I'm like, I feel like we need to continue this conversation once you get that other thing squared away.
Mm, Let us check the boat, and we shall continue this conversation later. And at that, he kind of walks past you and walks outside. And we can take a quick little break right there. That's a good breaking point. Doodle-doos. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing good? Everybody having a good weekend? Yeah. Where do we live off? Hutch and Davenport were walking outside. Kisara was outside. Cloves laying down. Andronicus is kind of doing whatever he wants now. And Flynn
I'm slumpy.
is. Yeah, what are you doing, Flynn?
What Flynn is doing, what Flynn does.
Okay, we'll say that Flynn was tending to Clove. As Davenport and Hutch walk outside, do you and Andronicus go with? Do y'all staying out inside for now?
I'm gonna stay inside and rest a bit since I'm injured.
I'll follow outside.
Kisar will walk inside to
I
visit.
whisper to Andronicus, I'm like, hey, let me know what's going on out there.
I heard that.
I'll say that just after talking to Davenport, Davenport suggests bed rest, and since you survived and everything, it'll just take some time for your body to fully flush it out. For some people, you're back to normal the next day. For some people, it's like a week of bed rest, but pretty much right now it's bed rest, which is fine because probably do some downtime stuff right now. So as they start to go outside, Kisara's walking inside.
He just wants to have a word with his navigator, see if she is well.
Okay. Y'all are welcome to discuss.
You look a little rough, little one. Are you well? Can Kisar get you anything?
I'm in pretty bad shape from that manticore sting. I think I'm gonna need some rest or some kind of antidote if anybody has anything.
In lieu of that, I think Kisar will bring you some red wine because it makes everything better.
Look, Kisar's already trying to get her drunk.
Thank
She's dying.
you.
While that's going on, Davenport and Hutch and Andronicus are walking outside. You see Polaire just kind of standing beside the ship and kind of looking over. That looks tasty. Looking over it, like going around it, pulling, like where there's a little place for him to get his hand in. He kind of pulls a plank up a little bit and looks under it and puts it back. And just kind of doing a once over on the ship. And Davenport, as he walks out, and he goes, "Polaire, how is the ship?" "Oh, yeah, yes, sir. Pretty bad shape, sir. I can get it up and running, but I need some, mostly
Milk.
bolts. It was just there was a couple of cogs that got knocked loose on the landing, but mostly just the planks that were damaged. Outside of that, everything on the internals is fine. So she'll
Hey.
fly."
Polaire, can you tell me why it brought us here? Why autopilot was destined for this destination?
I've already told you that, sir. The old masters must have said it to come back
Oh,
when activated.
just
yeah,
checking to see if you remember what you told us a couple days ago. Just saying.
Kisar
that never
walks up
forgets.
and asks, Polar, is there any aged red wine?
I'm sorry, I can't offer more. It's just whatever you can find. The keep's in pretty bad shape, I'm afraid. But we'll get it up to snuff. Yes, sir.
Fine.
Kisar, what do you need red wine for?
My navigator is unwell, and I find that a good glass of red wine helps speed up the recovery process. So I thought I might provide her with a libation.
Libation
I
for
look at Kisar
everyone.
like, you don't have any other types of intentions, do you?
I am offended. A crew member is in poor condition and you think Kisar has lascivious thoughts, he walks over and lightly slaps you in the face. How dare you?
Yes.
That's the
We
right
all
answer.
do, Kisar.
That's the right answer.
But
Uh,
I
so
think I'm going to walk back to the village to check on things and to procure wine.
uh, if you go back to the village, can you pick up some planks?
Yes, yes. How many?
Moment, and he kind of starts running back and forth across it, like along the ship, and you see him open up his hand and kind of pull a plank, and he starts like doing this on his hand, taking little notes and stuff.
Kisar starts yelling out random things he found from his inspection. Did you get the one underneath with the
Yeah,
coral mask?
I got that
Right.
one. And then he jumps up on the ship and he's, I got that. I got. And as you Kisara keeps going, he's like, yeah, I got that. And then he gets done and he hops back down. And he's like, we'll need a few that might not be at the village. Full length of the ship, we need about 8 of them. A couple we can do with a handful of shorter ones, but at least 8 of the full lengths for the underbelly. And then outside of that, anything that you can find.
I will see what can be done.
Thank
Hey,
you, sir.
Kisar, while you're headed back to town, I gotta have this conversation with Davenport. I mean, it's been a long time, but if you could fetch some whiskey, I would really appreciate that.
Whiskey.
Um,
My
as
friend,
you start to
whiskey has
walk
been
away,
outlawed.
as you start to walk away, Davenport goes, a moment. I need some time. I have to put together a list. I really doubt it's at the village, but maybe they'll have part of it. Hutch has made a request.
Some time for what? Like T to the fourth power Y? You need some time to talk to you?
No,
Pollard,
I
how long
need
will
to make
these
a list.
repairs take?
At least a week. Once I have the materials.
I will go and make the arrangements for these materials as I can first, and then we won't be going anywhere for a week, so you have time to work on your list.
Ah, no, this is just give me 5 minutes.
All right.
Let's see. So after about 5 minutes, Davenport walks back up and hands you a list. On the list is 2 gold worth of fine incense, a black candle that burns white, 2 pounds of iron shavings, and any cut gem of 10 gold or more.
Can Kessar roll Arcana to try and figure out exactly what he's going to do?
Sure.
You said iron shavings, right?
2 pounds of iron shavings. 19. Okay. You know from your time at the Bard College that you went to that he's setting up to do some kind of ritual. The candle, the incense, the gem, it's all tied into some kind of ritual. You're just not sure what kind. And he 2 candles would be preferred, and 1 will do the job.
I do not think I will find most of these things here, but I will look.
Please, and if I'm assuming that you won't, or if they are in the village, that they won't want to part with them, but we might get lucky.
We might try the Goblin village not far off. Perhaps they have things for trade.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea. I will ask the Lady Chloe as well. Maybe she has some connections I can reach out to on her behalf to get something if needed.
Very well. Kisa will return.
Okay. So over the course of the week, let me. Oh, 7, 10. So it takes the majority of the week for you to actually feel like yourself, Clove. You notice after the first day, you feel a little better. The next couple days, you start feeling a little bit better, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna stick to bed rest. As soon as by the end of the week, I should feel fine. And for the most part, that's pretty close to what it takes. About 5 days for you to feel fine. Over the course of the week, roll, Kisar. Actually, we'll say everybody but Clove. Go ahead and roll a persuasion. Yeah.
Persuasion.
Yes.
I would like to persuade everybody. What? Oh, persuasion is +3. Okay, so I have
20.
like a 10.
Okay.
It's a
It's
hard
16
hard
plus 4.
24.
Okay.
hard 10. Is that anything?
Okay. Got 2 more. Andronicus and Clove. Well, Andronicus got 1 more. Sorry, Clove is down for the week.
A hard 10. This is what Kisar has given you before.
What did you get? Andy says he rolled a nat 20, but it didn't show up. You're also muted, Andy.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, my fantasy grounds is being a little slow. It should come back in a second. I tried to open the calendar to update it and just decided to go. So over the course of the week, you between everybody kind of going to town, becoming familiar with the villagers, building relations, talking, conversing, you're able to find somebody had the incense stored in the back closet somewhere. So you have the incense.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry, I didn't roll a
There
nat
goes.
20. Apparently, I rolled 2 times.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Fuck.
It,
Take the 15. The other
It's
one's a
fine.
mulligan.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody has some incense stored that they had saved for years that will do for the ritual. You're able to find quite a few boards. You're not able to find the full ship links boards. Those have to you start after a little bit of time and talking to a couple of the carpenters and stuff and the shipwrights. Those have to be special cut, and you have to actually either pull them off of another ship or take down a tree somewhere and cut them special. You're able to find one nice, just actually the barmaid. She offers up a gem that it was a necklace that has been in her family forever, but from the gold coin that Hutch had given her, she's like, oh, here, y'all take this. This is more than fair, and with y'all looking, but here. So y'all have the gemstone, y'all have the incense, you have all the excess boards, but not the long boards. You're able to find the iron shavings pretty easy. Like, you go by the smith, and he's like, "Oh, I was just," he scrapes, he sweeps up and some iron shavings and everything. Um, you're not able to find the black candle or the longboards.
Well, it seems as though we are going on a trip in a more conventional ship.
Mm. Oh, there. Yes, sir. Run a scan of the island. See if there are any shipwrecks nearby that we can salvage. Okay. Hilaire runs off inside to do something.
He ran up to do Palar stuff.
He, as Clove is coming out, he walks over to Clove and says, My apologies. I know it is a little informal, but our mutual contact and who put me in touch with you, I'm afraid we might have need of their services for one specific item. If you could help me. If you could send word, I need 2 black candles that burn white.
2?
Yes, and I will cover all expenses. I will do cover the expense of the candles, cover the expense of contact, cover anything that you need me to cover. It's more than fine.
Okay. I tell him I'll get to work with that, and
Ah.
I'm so I need to get into town because I'm still at the keep, correct? I'm resting.
Yes. Excellent. Excellent.
Okay.
Here. He reaches kind of under his cloak back behind his in his back, and he pulls out a little pouch, and he's like, that should be enough. He hands you a bag with 15 gold pieces. He
Okay.
says,
I'm like, yeah, that'll do.
this should be enough. Please, anything that's left over after expenses, please just give it to your contact and tell them it is for your association, and just a generous donation for assisting me in this time. And please tell them that it is for Davenport.
Okay. I'm gonna tell him, hey, thanks for that. I'll go do that right away. But so what comes along with this whole guardians of this keep thing? Like, what are the strings here? Like, what's going on?
Masters
No
of
strings. You have this. This is all yours. The land, the title, the keep, the ship. Any
Kesar calls dibs on the sheep.
But at what cost? But at what cost?
no cost. When- just
And why us?
why not you? You have an assortment of talents. You are quite the crew. And that they do not tell stories often anymore of the masters of Voldan, but some are still spoken in among some circles of the longer lived kind, and spoken of very highly. And one would hope that the new masters of Voldan might seek to save us from the dark nights again.
Well, I
Can
mean,
Kesar roll a history check to see
Masters
if he knows
do
about
we
the
serve?
masters?
Do what, Clove?
Who do we as masters serve? Like, who is this she?
Oh, that's not any of you. That's Hutch. And that's his problem. As the masters of Voldan, you serve no one. You are outside. You are your own country. You are an entity unto yourself.
Clove, if I might give my 2 cents into this, I have been
Yes,
either
you can roll history.
brought back or brought to or something, and in my experience, I haven't been one to really believe in destiny, so to speak. I've always kind of believed that we just have this path that's kind of laid out in front of us, and honestly, it's a one-way street, and we just kind of follow that road until, realistically, it comes to an end, if you know what I mean. And
And what if you got to watch destiny, like a person watching a boat sail along the ocean from the
Mr.
shore?
Davenport, if you would kindly let me finish speaking, I'm trying to get my point across.
Shut up,
My,
Devin.
my,
God.
my apologies. It's just apologies.
Anyways, doll, as I was saying, I feel like that maybe, just
Boats on
maybe,
the
that
ocean.
my whole opinion on that whole cycle is wrong, and maybe there might be a greater purpose to this life, or this, I mean, dare I say, this adventure that we have all come together and kind of taken together. And I'm glad that you are a part of this team, and I'm glad you're feeling better. But one thing I'm trying to slowly come to terms with is not everybody's out to get me, and that's just my 2 cents. That's how I feel.
Moment. Gotta check something.
So,
Kesar walks up, puts his hand on Hutch's shoulders. My friend, I don't get to talk to you very often, but I'd like to know what has encouraged you to come on this adventure with us. But he's actually trying to persuade him.
When you kind of going over this and saying all this, Hutch, as you say that about, and you might have it wrong, you notice Davenport's kind of kicked back in a chair across the room, and you think you see this really faint smirk just kind of creep across his face.
I'll take that idea and I'll just kind of put it in my mind. Honestly, Kisar, I don't know what has brought me here. I kind of just woke up and I stumbled across it. That's God's honest truth. And I mean, I met you fine folks, and you haven't done me wrong, so I'm not trying to pay it no never mind anyways. And I mean, I ain't. I mean, I'm just gonna level with you, man. I was like, all my friends, they're gone. My family, they'd be gone too at this point. And realistically, as lame and to the point it sounds, I don't really have anybody else but y'all. So this is all I got.
But, don't forget your lady.
Davenport, we gotta have that conversation.
Hmm,
Now, if you excuse me, Clove.
Should be. So Clover, you taking off to town right
Complicated.
now?
Yeah, I want to go to the shoot the Sweet Cake Inn.
Okay.
My
Who's,
friend Hutch, you must always remember, home is where you make it.
As you walk
And he
through
turns
the
and walks
door
off.
of the
home
Sweet
is
Cake
where you
Inn,
make it. What?
Don't.
you see Erwilno behind the counter, and she raises her head up and goes, "Oh, hello, dear.
I'm like, hey, lady, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing
Lady.
well.
That's great.
Haven't seen y'all in a while."
Oh, yeah. It's been quite the time, I can tell you. I was wondering if I could get just, I don't know, like two glasses of bright wine.
Oh, all right. She pulls a couple tankards, fills up one, sets it down, fills up the other one, sets it down. It's ale. There you are.
Lovely, thank you.
Hmm,
So I like go take a seat at the end of the bar.
okay.
At the end of the bar. Uh, can I take a turn?
Sure.
Cool.
No.
Whoa.
If
Sorry.
there's
Go ahead.
stuff
The-
you want to do, go out by all means. It's
Yeah. No.
downtime. We're doing
So
stuff.
so it's Polaire. I'm next to Polaire. Yes.
Sure.
Cool. So Polaire, since we are now the new masters of Voldon, do you serve us or are you a free man?
Hmm. I serve the keep and the ship.
So do you answer to us?
Right. One could say that. Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Can I help you, sir?
Uh, is- can you start repairing the keep and make it look good again and
Uh,
We
stuff?
are fixing the ship first. You stop that.
Shut up,
As you ask
Kisar. I'm
this,
trying to have a
he's like,
conversation. I have no
he
friends.
he has a board that's probably like 15 feet long, that's like 3 inches thick and at least 6 inches wide, and he's like, "I'm a little busy right now, sir." And like he's holding it up against the ship with one hand, and his other hand, like one finger is a screwdriver, and like the back of his hand is pretty solid, and he can tell it has it locked. So he's like hammering, and then he'll screw it in the rest of the way. And like every once in a while, you'll notice that like he has a little port here, and he'll like pour some tar on it and stuff as he goes.
Okay. So the newer looking building in the middle of the courtyard, he said
Mhm.
it was for storage, but I would like to go in there.
No, he said it was a shrine. He said it was a temple.
Oh. Where do I get storage from?
The other ones are storage.
Gotcha.
Were storage.
Okay. You know what? Uh I'm gonna look for something to steal, trade for money.
My friend Flynn, before you go into exploring our new domicile, I would like to point out the fact that Kisar has claimed captain's quarters on the ship. But in all fairness, that does not mean that Kisar should have the best of all accommodations. Perhaps you should pick the best accommodations in the keep.
Well, do you
Um,
want me to have enough room for you two next to me or what? Hey.
I don't know.
right,
Kisar will live on the ship as much as possible.
right now the keep is just very just ruins. Like there's not there's like there was a frame of a bed, so they grabbed like some old cloth and stuff and kind of bunched it up to make a mattress for Clove to lay on, and like there's not an actual room anywhere. Like it's all just kind of destroyed right now.
Kisar thinks that pile of rubble over there, the slightly higher one, that is the best pile of rubble. You should claim that now.
Oh yeah, right next to your mom. Okay, so let's go over to the manticore. I'm going to the manticore, and I'm gonna pull out its teeth and its claws.
Oh, that is a week old, my friend. It will smell terrible.
So
A week?
we can say like the first day or so you did this, it has started to smell a little bit even at this point. Like it just being left out, it's rotting pretty quick, even especially without the skin being on it. Flies are everywhere. You do manage. We'll say, go ahead and roll a survival.
Wisdom plus 6. 18 plus 6.
Okay.
20 whatever.
Off the front, the back claws, they're not really like they're kind of ground down from just moving or walking around and stuff. The front claws, you do pull off. I'll say 5 are in good enough shape that you can pull them out and have them. The fangs are very brittle. Whenever you go to pull them out, they just kind of fall apart as you pull them. They're very much like shark teeth, only brittle. You're not really able to gather any. They just fall apart as you try to pull them out.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I will take my five manticore claws, and I will go to town.
Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Davenport. I do believe
Yes.
you and I are supposed to be having a conversation.
Very, very well. What can I answer for you?
I do believe you said you were going to get something set up so I could figure out what the hell it is that I've got going on with me. And you said you might have somebody I need to be talking to.
Yes, I have sent for things. And hopefully, the Lady Clove will be returning with what I need, but by the morrow.
So the materials that they went to go grab are to help you and I get to whatever it is it needs to be talked to, if I'm to understand?
Yes, yes, and there is one more ingredient, but we will get to that when it's time.
Well, I apologize. I was unaware. I'm gonna go see how my friend that decided to take a random nap is doing. Where's Andronicus?
I'm outside just sharpening my sword.
I walk outside. Hey, friend, how you doing?
Not bad, you.
Well, I mean, I'm doing. I got a couple questions for you, if you don't mind me picking your brain a little bit.
Pick away, friend.
Now, I'm a little confused, and this conversation is between you and me at this point. Truth be told, I don't exactly know who I'm supposed to trust, whether it's you or our newfound friend. And, what is it that you've got with, this beef with this drow? What's going on with that?
I don't really know what you mean by that.
Thought you hated him.
No. Why would I hate them? They
Oh.
smell, they live underground, but I don't hate them.
I thought you said something about them, you know, your family, murder, village,
If
destruction.
you're talking about fucking demons, then yeah, I hate them.
Oh, there it is. Truth be told, I don't even know.
You haven't seen any demons around here, have you?
I don't know. Might be looking at one right now.
Yes, some demons do have pointy ears.
Oh, relax, friend. I'm just trying to make a joke. I don't know if you are entirely aware of what's going on. Like you have some type of something going on in that brain of yours where I think you might be a little bit confused, and I'm just trying to make heads or tails about what the hell's going on. I'm so confused at this point. I don't even know. One minute you hate drow, the next minute you hate demons. What the fuck one is it?
I'm confused because you keep asking.
I put my hands on his head and I start talking to his brain. And I literally go back and forth about the conversation that we had about you hitting demons and stuff like that. This is what I'm talking about.
And I can see
And I
the
cast Minor Illusion so he can see it happen.
Okay. Go ahead.
I cast Minor Illusion, and then I show him the conversation that we had when we were back on that island about him saying, Drow's gotta kill him, gotta murder him, all this stuff. And I was like, that happened.
So um as he's going like putting this illusion, everything every time you say drow, every time the drow was said, every time that you see something that looks like a drow, it's a demon, or the word is demon.
yeah, I hate demons. That's all I can say. When I think of what I hate, that's all I can think about is demons and how I need to kill all of them, any of them that I come across.
Oh, okay, well, obviously there's something here that has got some kind of influence over you that is greater than I, but do you just wake up in the morning and be like, well, you know what? I just had breakfast, but I'm gonna hate me some demons, and then I'm gonna have lunch, and then I'm just gonna hate me some demons too, and have no reason why other than the fact that it's your village that has been destroyed by these demons? There's somebody that's got some kind of power over you, friend, and I suggest you figure out what the hell that is. And I walk away.
Okay. So it's starting to get toward nighttime. We'll go to Clove, who is still in the village.
At the bar,
Yes,
No, you're
hello.
fine.
I'm feeling pretty like wiped out. I'm gonna head back to the keep to try to find somewhere to sleep.
All right. Have a good night, dear. It's good to see you.
So thank you.
So you make your way back to
So
the
once
keep.
I get
No
back to
issues.
okay, cool. Once I get back there, I'm kind of just like I say hey to everyone, and I'm like, hey, no luck finding stuff today. I think I'm gonna just turn in a little. I'm not feeling too great, and so I go
All
to
right.
my
As
room.
as you start to walk through, Davenport looks at you and goes, "Ah, that's a shame. Here, for your troubles," and hands you a book.
I'm like, oh, thank you. I need some good reading. I'm wiped out. And I go to my room and shut the door.
Okay.
When I shut the door, I put a gold coin under there and I read my book and kind of fall asleep around page 55.
Okay. You notice on 55 at the top, right beside the page number, Davenport's actually written his name. About halfway through the night, you feel a little wiggle on your feet, and he says, "Time to get up, dear." When you open your eyes, you see not Bali. You see somebody else. Me, get it pulled up. You actually see Silas.
Oh,
I don't have that in the library. I need to put that in the library.
Mm-mm.
I will get that added while we're doing this. So yeah, you see Silas, the full guild leader standing in front of you.
I'm like straighten up in bed all real quick all of a sudden and I'm like, oh hey sir, hi, welcome.
Mm.
Kind of like
And
fumbling around, pillows are falling over.
how? mm, Who are you again? I'm sorry.
Huh?
Your name, dear. Who are you?
Oh, sorry, I'm Clove. I'm Clove.
Ah,
Hi. Hello.
Clove.
You
Yes.
met me.
Hi.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Initiation. Yes. Yes. It's good to
Yes.
see you again. We don't get many messages like this. What's going on?
It's a bit of an emergency. Davenport wanted me to get in contact with you and see if we can get a hang of some black candles that burn white to try to help with the situation we're in. It seems that this moon is here and it's bringing demons and dragons and manticores, and I got stabbed by one, and we're trying to fix the ship because now apparently we're the masters of Voldon. So
Wait, you?
quite the week. Yeah, me.
You are a
Yeah.
master of Voldon. Oh, this is
I
very
am.
interesting. I can see why Davenport made sure to have his name on it. A moment. And he kind of turns around and you see him talking. You can't hear anything. And all right. And when he turns back around, he's actually holding two black candles in it, like one in each hand, and brand new. And like this, the wax goes straight across the top. Even the wick hasn't been broke up yet. Uh, these should work. And this is for Davenport. We've been holding it for him for some time.
Thank you. What are these for?
They're his. He will do with them as he sees fit. He had told me that if I ever receive a call with his name, that I am to deliver these myself. Hopefully, this will do.
How can I be of help?
Mm. You seem to be in a good position. Keep it up. I'm sure you will climb the ranks quickly. I'll have to talk to Valeka, have him check in more often.
Here's the money he gave me for you. And I give him the stack of gold.
So he takes the little pouch and is like, "Mm, it will do." And you watch as he's like, "Tell Davenport I said hello, and I will. I'm sure I'll see you soon." And he starts to walk toward the door, and he bends over and picks the coin up off the floor, sticks it in his chest pocket, and walks out the door.
Okay.
So it's the next.
I'm going.
So yeah, it's the next morning.
Can Kisar work to try and make poison out of the stinger?
Ooh, roll a. What kind of kit do you have? Do you have any kits? Any tools?
I have an entertainer's pack.
Okay. I will say that if you took some time to gather the tools of a poisoner's kit or something like that, and you would be able to you would be able to do that more skillfully. I'll say without having the proper kind of tools, you run the risk of damaging the poison glands, damaging the barbs themselves, or even damaging, like hurting yourself and getting poisoning yourself and things.
Can Kisar purchase these in perhaps a light hand crossbow in the village?
Yeah. So going to over the course of the week, while helping Polaire on the ship as needed, uh, I'll say talking to the smith and everything, you're able to for like 4 silver over the course of the week, you're able to come up with most of the kit. You don't have any of the glass files or anything like that that you would need, but outside of that, you have all of the made tools. You just need the really refined stuff like the glass files and things like that are all you're missing.
For the sake of time, while he's doing that too, can just say that him and I had the conversation earlier and see if he can go get that manicore skin made into a duster for me.
A duster. It's big enough.
Just for the sake of time.
That's up to him if he would do that for you.
Yeah, sure.
Certainly, my friend. It is a small thing.
Okay. In your back and forth with the smith and going to town for more nails and things like that for the ship, you are able to meet and talk to the tanner of the town for a while. He's, "It's tough old hide. It's take me some time to work. Give me about a month. I got other things I need to do."
Very good.
All right.
So
So in
yeah,
the
you'll have
morning,
a.
I want to go and see. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, well, it's-
I go back and I
Oh, I
tell
wanted to go
Hutch.
find out.
So Hutch, yes, you will have
I
Manticore
gotcha.
Duster
We're
in
good.
like
We're on the same
a
page.
month. Um, Dude's gonna charge you like 5 silver
Sure.
for the cut and 5 silver for a special order.
Sure. So a gold piece. Cool. And Clove, as you were.
I wanted to find Davenport um and tell him that I got in touch with everyone and I've got the candles.
Oh, very good. May I see them?
Um,
So,
before I hand them to him, I'm
mhm,
like, so what are these for?
a small spell, no harm. As he takes them, he kind of like holds them up toward the light and turns them and looks at them. He's like, "It seemed like Silas did know what I meant. Very, very good. Spared no expense this time. Did he have anything else for me?"
I don't believe so.
Are you sure? Mm, It's an awful lot of gold
Um,
for just the 2 candles.
huh?
What? Huh? What?
Shoot.
Yeah, no, my dear, I don't mean to try to. In, I don't want to
Hey, give
intimidate
me
you, but
this. Here you go. I
thank
don't
you,
remember what it is.
thank you. He takes the parcel that it was given to you, and he kind of like
Thing.
kind of unrolls it a little bit, and he hands you.
I'm like, sorry, I haven't been the same since that manticore sting. Little.
No, it's not a problem. Here, for your trouble. And he pulls out like you don't see inside the parcel. He's kind of holding it like, and he pulls out 2 little. One is a small piece of red glass. It looks hollow on the inside, and it has kind of a shadow on the inside of it. It's on just a pretty small little chain. The other one is a broken piece of malachite. It's
Ooh.
kind of tied through a leather cord. He's like, here, these might come in handy. Um, and he tells you what they do. He holds up the red ones. This one for scouting. Hands it to you. This one carefully. Only throw in a very dire situation, and not that you're friends.
Red
Hmm?
with
Um,
glass.
Kisar would like to make the poison now.
um, you would have to find somebody who can either make you or be able to buy the glass vials from. Here they don't really use them. The tankards are made of wood and banded. Like everything's just kind of banded wood here as far as containers go. Let's see this and
I
this.
I asked him which one. Oh, you got it right there.
There you go.
Okay.
If you would, on your way out, bring your friends back.
Sure thing. So I go gather our friends and bring them back to what is this, the keep?
Yeah. As you come back in, he's got the table set up and he's cleaned the table off, and it looks like he grabbed a piece of wood Polaire and had Polaire help him make like a repairs to it, and it's a completely new table. The chairs are set back up, and they're kind of the same thing as far as a sitting area. It's pretty comfortable now. Everything's not like there's not any splinters or anything like that broken or anything. Um, as you all come in, hello, welcome back, my masters of Voldan. Um, please join me. Sit. We have much to discuss.
Polar, before you leave, would it be possible to have you fashion 4 small glass vials?
Glass files. I, I will try, sir. We don't have the crucible or the furnace for it, but I will see what I can do.
Much appreciated, my friend.
Ah, yes, sir. Turns around, walks off really quick, and shuts the door behind him. And please, my friend, sit. Um, I, I need to congratulate you. And ask for not Rayori's sake, but for my own. What you have planned? I know with this event, it's can be very terrifying, if I'm being frank. Family is missing, these beasts coming back into the world. And I would entirely understand if you wanted to return home, but I would urge you to mm, be cautious.
There is a question that Kisar would like to ask you, Captain.
Please.
The original adventure was for us to interrupt the trade between that we had inadvertently followed.
Yes,
Is this still a priority, or should we more concern ourselves with other endeavors?
and it will be a priority at some point. Right now, even the Utrinin is lucky to have made such a fortress. Their ship should be real. It will see some trouble. It will be attacked, but unless dare I say, an ancient dragon has its sights set on the fortress itself, it should have no problems. Smaller ships through the air, and most things are grounded now. Neutrinin has got the upper hand, but for now, it would just keeping people safe is our main priority, at least for Rayori's focus.
Well, the way I sees it, as far as my next step, I mean, I'm really looking slash curious, and just and even
Mm,
confused. I have no purpose at this point. It feels like I don't want to say I have no purpose, but I have no direction would be the best way to put it. And like all I can do is kind of keep moving forward. But I think that's
but,
why we're here as part of it, right?
yes, we will discuss later. As far as putting you in contact with somebody. A moment, and he turns around and he kind of gets up out of his chair, turns around, and reaches down behind his chair, and he says, "A couple gifts, old things, but the least I can do for your trouble." And he sets down in front of you. In front of you, you see a small sickle, about 8 inches long on the blade. It has runes engraved all over it. Looks brand new, razor sharp. The handle is made of cherry, about about the same length of the blade, but it looks very well balanced. The jewels kind of encrusted in the handle. He says, "Here, these are for you." The other thing that he sets on the table is just a pure iron cube that looks like it was dwarf forged. Has look like you can tell that there's some kind of little clockworks on the inside of it, and has cogs on the outside on each face that are inset in the iron, but you see no seams to get inside.
Kisar reaches out. Oh, thank you. These are very kind gifts for the
Oh,
captain.
Smack Kisar's
thanks.
hand. I'm like, hey, we haven't discussed where these are going yet. Cool your jets there, feller.
One hopefully will be of some service in the dark nights, and the other is a trinket, a gesture, if you will, of Good faith.
What does
Now,
it do? It's a
yeah, this thing
trinket.
looks dwarven for like some kind of dwarven forge, as he just said. So,
Looks like a Dwemer puzzle.
It was a
oh, she's a
peace offering.
gnome. That won't work. I
Can
mean,
I try and slide a hand the sickle off to get a good look at it?
I'll let
The
you
sickle
take
or
it as
the
long as you
cube?
don't take it.
The sickle.
The sickle looks kind of like I described it. It's just this really intricately made, very pretty steel sickle that's got some gems in the handle and stuff, runes along the edge of the blade.
We need more than this. There's
I wanna
6
investigate.
of us, and there's only 2 things here.
What more could I give you? I've given you a ship. I've given you a title to all this land. Even the village is now under your domain.
I do
This is a
believe our friend
small gesture.
Davenport here is been more than generous with his offerings. I mean, he's obviously given us whatever these two trinkets or tools are. Like I, for one, I don't have any intention on taking either of these. So if y'all want to decide who's taking these, that's great. But he's given us a
Mine.
ship. He's helped us fix this ship. Now I look back over at Davenport. I'm like, what else do you want from us? And I just raise an eyebrow.
Can I investigate the cube?
Yeah. Roll an investigation on it, and I'll say that this one applies for everybody.
Okay.
Nat 30. Oh. You gotta roll a 100-sided dice.
A 4.
Um,
I get +3 on mine.
So a 7?
Woo!
So when you pick it up and
Yeah.
inspect it, it is a perfectly square cube. There are no seams on the whole thing. Even the cogs that are inset in the face, like the little hollow spot, is perfectly smooth all the way around, no seams. All of the cogs turn, and every single face of it has a cog in it. It doesn't seem to do anything. It doesn't seem to be for any purpose. It just is a is it's just a thing like somebody made.
Mr.
It's real
Davenport,
master crafted
do you
thing.
have any idea?
Say to him like, this is.
Go ahead.
What?
I just say to him, this is beautiful craftsmanship. What is? You said this was a peace offering. At what time was this gifted?
Long ago, even before Hutch's time, and it's one of my adventures from many, and it kind of trails off many years ago. And as is the sickle, they been part of my collection for many years, and I feel it time to pass them on.
Do you know what it does,
Peace
friend?
between who?
Mm, the cube is just a trinket. It's something to play with, something to admire, a trophy. And
Hmm.
it was given to me from the first ruler of Utrinin back after a pretty horrendous battle. The other is, well, follow me. And he doesn't even go out the front door. Like he walks out the back where the keep's broken and doesn't walk outside, but just holds it out into what is the twilight of the dark nights. And it starts to glow like this really beautiful pink light. It's hopefully to guide you on your way, and it lights up the area for like 30 feet.
And is this the sickle?
Yes.
Is this like a flashlight? Or a torch?
And older enchantments, but still seem to be powerful. Hopefully they will do well.
You're cutting out really bad. You're too
Ooh, that was
far from your
bad.
mic.
Does it have any magical properties?
He just said it did.
Yeah. So for whomever it ends up in, it is a moon touched sickle.
Moon touch.
It is a +1 sickle. So +1 to
Plus one
attack rolls,
attack,
+1
plus
to
one,
damage
yep.
rolls. And whenever you are in the open air underneath the moon, it shines pink light in 30 feet radius.
I think they
Well-
should go to me. Yes.
I look at Flynn. I'm like, well, I mean, I'm gonna kind of disagree with you there, friend. It appears that if we were to use these things we got called brains, looks like we got some fellers here that are more akin to fighting from the back, and then some that are more okay with being, well, on the front line, so to speak. I, for one, am from the back. Andronicus looks like he might be able to benefit from it. Our sneaky little gnome friend, well, I think she might be alright with that too. But I look over at Kisar, I'm like, Kisar, are you more of a I want to be up in your face kind of person, or you want to kick it from the back? Because you're always banging on your drums, and you're never really up in the thick of it, so to speak.
Oh, my friend, Kisari is versatile. You put him anywhere and he will do work.
Not the first time I heard that. Look over at Flynn.
Then I just get upset and like,
He
fine,
looks at-
fine, you
he
can
looks
have the sickle. I reach down and I pick up dirt. I'm taking this dirt.
This is mine.
Mine.
At this point, I find it prudent to say, welcome to Vollarune. Welcome to the world. The intro is done. Y'all are in the midst of the grand arc, as it were now. The world is free for you to explore. The ship, when we return, the ship is repaired. We will be using random encounter tables for whatever location you're. If you're in the air, we will be rolling. I'll be rolling off of like the plane of the airplane to see what y'all the wind plane to see what y'all run into. If you're underground, I'll be rolling there. The world has went to shit from this. Like everything was fine, travel was fine, monsters were kind of beaten back. Everything. It was a relatively peaceful world. Welcome to Vollarune. Have
Right.
fun. Your motivations are your own now. You go where you want. You do what you want. As far as the railroad and stuff, I used it to this point to kind of give everybody some background stuff, give you some motivation. Before we quit, I will do some stuff with Hutch, but we can do that just us. If you want to set up some stuff for that real quick, because I know those two need to go in just a second. And with it being a background thing, we can do one-on-one stuff as we need. So thanks for playing, guys. This has been awesome, and I'm so happy to be making it this far into it.
Thanks.
They said what? They have to be off in 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can do it now if you'd like to. But yeah, as far as where the group goes, what the group does, what you pursue, what kind of adventures you take, anything like that, I'm hands off at this point. It's whatever y'all decide. Y'all got all the tools you need. You got whatever you want. So I will just be prepared because there's a chance that next week y'all could take the airship out and run into a dragon flying through the area. And hey, guess what? You're gonna deal with it. You might die. So the world is very much alive. So yeah, that night after all of this, give me just a second.
He's like, I'm taking the reins. This is gonna be a DM-less D&D now. Make your
So
own.
at this point, I am a narrator for when stuff happens based on decisions that you make, and I am a referee just trying to make this as enjoyable as possible. Everybody has a little bit of background stuff. Everybody kind of has a motivation to go off of to where you can make decisions. That night, after everybody's kind of went to bed, you hear a little rasp on your door that you've cobbled together to kind of keep your room.
Get up. Go towards the door. Crack it. I was like, can I help you?
Follow me. He leads you out of the manor to the courtyard. He walks over to where the temple was. He takes out a key, slides a key into a keyhole that you didn't see in the door, opens the door, and goes inside the temple.
Kind of look left, look right. Do I see anything?
Inside, you see some old, like it's just dusty, hasn't been touched, cobwebs. Like it just looked like nobody's been in here, and just an occasional from little cracks and everything inside of everything. There's just been dust collecting. No, there's
Out
no
of
spiders. There's
instinct, I reach
nothing.
down to my hip after just getting out of bed. I'm not armed because
There's
stuff's upstairs.
there's a handful of shrines to different deities. You don't recognize any of them.
Take my hands off my hip and just kind of cautiously creep forward towards Davenport.
As you go into the entrance, It's kind of a short hallway with the shrines on, and then on the other end is just a big open area. Um, Davenport kind of has his hands full. He's kind of clutched in one hand all the things that you need, and he starts pulling them out. He pulls out the black candles and sets them. He's doing all this without saying a word. He sets them down, one on either side. He pulls out the incense and kind of sets it in the middle of the candles.
Can
He takes
I
out the
can I
iron
help you?
shavings.
Can I help you with anything?
You are here to just bear witness and to speak with your lady. And he
Can
pours the.
Kithar sneak out
Mhm.
and watch this happening?
Um, without knowledge of them going to be doing something like this or anything like that, I would say Kassar probably went to bed without really trying to set up for anything like that. Um, yeah, he takes out the iron shaving, the powdered iron, and starts pointing around in a big circle. And draws a sigil inside of it, and you don't really recognize. The candles are on the outside edge of the circle, and the incense is right in the middle. He says, "If you would please," he motions for you.
Kind of look at him again, really kind of just scared and confused, and be like, all right. And I step forward.
Okay. He holds out his hand, kind of waiting for you to take his hand.
I look down at it for a minute, look back at him, close my eyes, take a deep breath, and reach out and grab it.
Okay. When you reach out, he takes your hand. He just kind of holds it, and he takes his other hand, and with the point of his fingernail that looks blunted, he goes sunk on your finger and cuts a slit down the end of your finger.
Ow! What the
Uh-oh.
hell's that for?
He takes it and he does this. He wipes it off. And necessary, and he wipes each incense stick with it.
Could have just asked. Damn.
Mm. After that, he lights the incense and he kind of sits down away from the door. On No, he sits down with his back to the door and facing the circle. He puts his head down, and you hear him start chanting. After probably 5 minutes, you feel the air start to kind of vibrate around you.
Look over my shoulder. Look over my shoulder. What's going on here? What's happening?
He doesn't respond. He's still chanting. After about 5 more minutes, it's like you're you so completely meta example, like you feel like you're at a concert and like you're up close next to
Boom,
the speakers
boom,
and you're
boom.
like you can feel it reverberating in your chest.
I'm like,
Um, about that time, you see the air start to shift. The smoke around the incense starts to twist. The candles start to shimmer a little bit. The light from them, while it pure white, it starts to just like get huge for the candle. Um, like almost instantly after that, the candles go out. There is a little bit of ambient light that shows up, and in front of you, you see Alana.
Alana?
At this point, Davenport's like sweat's pouring off of him. He stands up and, uh, hello, Kokath.
Kokoth?
I will spell that for you.
Okay. Kokoth. You're not Alana?
Do what? Okay. Um, uh, uh, I'm Alana. Yes, it's good to see you, Hutch.
Then who is Kokoth?
I am also Kokath.
What are you doing here?
It would appear that Davenport has brought me here.
Look over at Davenport. What the hell is going on here?
I have summoned your lady. I'm sure you have much to discuss. Kokoth, if you would. The seal should hold. It's an old spell, but it should hold. Um, if you need me, I will be outside. I will leave you to it. She kind of dips her head. Does the really eloquent bow and backs out of the chamber and closes the door behind him.
Look back at Alana. I'm like, you should be dead.
So should you.
Yeah, touche. What are you doing here? Why am I here? How the hell did this happen? I have so many questions. I don't even know where to start.
I, when you as you're mumbling, she kind of pulls her hand up and s- starts to twist, and the smoke gathers around her hands. And after a second, it coalesces, and you see one black inlay, one white inlay pistols that you had seen in your vision in the darkness.
I saw these before I woke up. What are these? They're not mine.
These are yours, and they're a gift.
What's the
I am
catch?
I am not what you thought of me, and I apologize. I had hoped we had had more time, and it appears things have happened. Um, I I am a Nephilim. And as she says this, you see the shadows behind her, and the wings come up.
What a Nephilim? You mean like a demon?
Pot, um, pot not.
Y-
I'm one of both.
You don't have
My
a you don't have a mean bone in your body. I don't even. This doesn't make sense.
my father was Servil. My mother was Rosario.
So the family I knew wasn't your family?
No, no. And they did raise me in the body that you know me, but this cycles. I've done this many times.
Uh, You lied to me.
No, no.
Omission is a lie as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I don't. How do I trust you? Am I supposed to trust you?
You had never asked.
No, because obviously it came with the territory. God damn it, I loved you with all my heart.
And I you, and that is why you are here.
What do you want from me? Gifts don't just come with no catch. There's got to be a catch to this. Why did you bring me back?
You were a good man, Carson. You deserved better.
Who killed me?
I'm not sure.
You were there. You were there when it happened.
It was not me. I was away. I had thought I had received word that you had died.
These these strange things that have been happening to me. This magic and like the ability to talk to people without talking to them, without speaking. Is this you that's helping me with that?
I hope it's enough.
I I mean, with all due respect, I mean, if these pistols, god damn, are they gorgeous? Don't get me wrong. Are they a part of you?
Not directly, but you did agree. You, as my champion, will when I call, you will come to my aid. You will help me.
So let me get this straight. My ex is now, from what I can gather, if I take these, is going to be a part of me, granting me these, I mean, I guess I would say abilities or even power. Is that what I'm gathering?
I have forgotten how long ago it's been. Carson, you've already made the deal. And she waves her hand, and the pistols are gone.
Look down at my hips.
There's nothing there.
Where did they
They're not
go?
there. When you want them, they will be there.
I think about them for a minute. Think about how they
As you think
looked.
about them, you start to feel grips in your hand, and when you open your eyes and look down, you're actually holding both of them.
I guess I want to say thank you, but I gotta be honest, Alana or Kokoth. I mean, I guess either one would be fine, but you're always gonna be Alana to me and Alana in my heart. But I mean, I gotta be honest with you. It's a little creepy knowing that you're kind of watching over me.
I had hoped you had been happy. It took me so long to find you in the darkness. I'm afraid we're out of time. And she starts to fade.
Alana.
As she starts to fade, she like takes a step forward toward the edge of the circle and leans down and kisses your forehead.
Ooh.
And then she's gone.
Touch it. Looks around,
Ooh,
sitting
I
there
just
for a
got
minute,
girlfriend.
just kind
I
of
just
like
got a girlfriend.
sits down to the ground, just kind of sits there like this for a minute.
Girlfriend. I just got a girlfriend.
Tries to just take in exactly what's happened as he's got these two amazing pistols in his hand, just super dumbfounded and completely confused about everything that just happened.
You find while you're there, if you let go of them, they're gone. When you want them, they're there. You can pretty much pull them out of a planar dimension at will.
Stop. Those are my dice.
Yeah, that's where we'll start for the night. And
No.
welcome to when we come back, y'all will be level 3.
Yes!
Yay!
Welcome to
So many
Vollarune.
questions. So many questions.